Show. Howard 101.
It's Jay Thomas, the host.
I can't stand it, I tell you.
You guys are the best.
Jay Thomas Show.
It's the weirdest and the wildest.
Horrible. Call 888-STERN-101.
Your name is?
Jay Thomas.
The Jay Thomas Show.
The Jay Thomas Show.
Jay Thomas.
Last morning's goodbye, Dawn Razor. Whipping the nightmares to a froth.
Good morning, everybody. Shuli here with you. Welcome to the Jay Thomas Show on Howard 101. Jay is, well, we killed him. No, Jay's actually over at Fox News. He's doing, what show is he doing this morning, Garrett, over there? Fox and Friends. He's become a friend of Fox. This is like, what? It's like his fifth, sixth time on there or something?
Has to be.
Yeah.
They love him, I guess.
They do. And he called me last night after a very successful Joy Behar appearance.
Oh, me too. You gotta tape it. It's hilarious.
From some of the lines he told me he got off. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to see it. Yeah. He had some interesting commentary on the Spanish woman, the reporter that was over at the Jets game, at the Jets camp.
Inez Sains.
Inez Aish. Yeah. So here's the deal. You know, yesterday, I live in Queens, and I get home like 5:20 in the evening, 5:30. And about 5:50, a fucking tornado, multiple tornadoes blow through Queens, right through my area. I mean, shit, you can't see anything. It's just loud, lightning, thunder. Wind is blowing shit all over the place.
Did you see the tornado? Did you see?
You couldn't see anything. You couldn't. First of all, when I got home, it was just gray and gloomy, and it looked like it was going to rain. And just in a matter of minutes, man, it just went to shit. Like, it was just brutal. And it only lasted like 10 minutes, and then it was done.
It must have, because I went to go to the subway.
Yeah.
It was lightly drizzling. I get out of the subway 20 minutes later. Trees are down.
Yeah.
Picket fences in the middle of the city or on the street.
Power. The power is flickering on and off. It's like, you know.
What time did you say this happened?
Like 10 to 6. By the way, Kevin Kraft has been in the world of Halo for the past.
I live like 3 miles away in Weehawken.
Right.
And I didn't hear a thing about
it. Like, you have any trouble getting in this morning? Why?
Kevin goes, why? What's up? Something happened on Xbox?
I was balls deep in a Halo coma.
Yeah. And I go, oh, a tornado hit. Kevin just looks at me like, oh well, what are you going to do about that? Is that going to give me any upgrades on weapons? I don't think so.
Unlocked.
So everything's upside, everything's turned to shit, you know? They put on the news, they're like, 7 train canceled, no 7 train, no buses, no hope, nothing.
Penn Station was shut down.
Penn Station shut down. People, I go down to the store, you know, to go, I don't know what the fuck I was going to get, but it's like right down the street from our house. Trees down everywhere. Buses are stopped in the middle of the street because there's trees out in front of them. People waiting at the bus stop like 40 deep, waiting for these buses. And it's like, it's just, you realize it's fucked. So I get a call from Jay, who's also oblivious to a tornado, you know, because Jay's all about Jay. And he's like, hey, buddy, listen, I got a room in the city. I'm thinking, why don't you just come down? It's I got 2 bedrooms in this suite. Come down. You stay here with me tonight. That way tomorrow you don't have to bust your ass, get up at 4 a.m., get on a bus and a train, and you'll make it in here, no problem. So I said, all right, man, you know, I'll talk to the missus, see what's going on, and maybe I'll do that. So, you know, it works out for us, because my wife doesn't want to get up at 4 a.m., drive me to any fucking train or anything, and neither would I. I don't want to get up at 4 either. So, I go, all right, my wife drives me to the train, and as we're driving, it's just one fucking car smashed by another car. Just chaos. People aren't obeying any traffic laws whatsoever. They're just running lights, stop signs meaningless, signals, who gives a shit? You got a spot, cram your ass in there. And that's exactly how it was. It was just chaos. We get to the train. She drops me off at about 7:30. I'm in contact with her throughout the whole night. she gets home from the train that she dropped me off at to our house. It's about maybe 5-6 miles. Took her over 3 hours to get home. And just trees down everywhere. It's like the Wild West, man. People are, yahoo! They're just making up their own laws. Ambulances and fire trucks are trying to get by. Guys are like, fuck off! I'm stuck here. I ain't moving for you. You know, it was just insanity. I get to Jay's hotel. Jay's in the lobby. He's already got a good buzz going on. Of course, he's happy. He's away from the wife and the kids. I show up. I'm stressing out. I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? So it turns out we go up to Jay's room. Mr. 2-bedroom suite. Turns out it's one fucking room, one bed. There's a couch that I can barely fit on if I wanted to. And I'm just like, what am I supposed to do now? It's a nice hotel. It's not like I can just throw my credit card down and go, let me get my own room. I can't afford that shit. No, I realize it hits me as I keep walking in the bathroom, looking around, going, where's that second room at? There is no second room.
Maybe he got you another room in the hotel right next door or something.
Well,
Talking about the bathroom.
Yeah, he failed to mention that, if he did. And now I realize in my head, I said, all right, I'm going to have to bunk with Jay Thomas tonight. I'm going to have to share a bed. Didn't I text you last night?
Yeah. It was
Garrett
a good
Anderson,
one.
by the way.
But I was laughing right before I went to bed. There's one bed in here. I wish the tornado killed me on the Q train.
I'm like, what am I going to do? Instantly, I'm like, I wish I was in traffic again. I wish I was just stuck and I said, all right, what am I going to do? I got to commit. I got to do it. It's about the gig. It's not about how gay it is to share a bed with another guy.
And he wanted me to come too and sleep over.
Oh, he was going to fuck us all over. He was going to set us all up. This is this guy. He's living a prankster's dream over here. 2-bedroom. He goes, next day you want to bring your wife? Bring your wife down. Yeah, all big fucking party. One room, one bed. I go to the bathroom. I come out. Jay's just changing in the middle of the room. He's just naked. I'm like, what are you doing? I used to listen to this guy when I was in junior high school in L.A. on Power 106. I never thought I'd see his fucking schwanz one day. You know. Like, oh, big fan, man. Can I get your autograph?
Is he packing?
Yeah, I swear to you, Garrett, I didn't stare. It was like a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse. I saw a skin in an area where you shouldn't see skin on people, and that's when you realize.
Quickly averted your eyes.
Yeah, like really high up on the thigh area, and you realize that if you're seeing that area of skin, that there's nothing there. They're naked. So I just look quick. I'm like, whoa, all right, moving right along. The whole time I'm thinking, man, I wish I would have brought my halo. So we commit to the spooning, I guess, you know? I mean, what am I going to do? I got to get some sleep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did Jay have a gentle touch?
Yeah, but a really strong erection. There was nothing gentle about that. Only thing that could have made it better if Ira was there bunking with us. You know, I picture
Jesus
Ira
Christ.
with a flashlight under his chin, going, "And then they all died."
He wouldn't stop talking about that tornado.
Oh my God, I can't wait to hear what he
He'd
has
be
to
giving
say.
you like the Wikipedia page, word by word, of what a tornado is.
Imagine him showing up in the lobby with a slicker on. It's brutal out there, Jay.
I rode in on my lawn chair.
Meanwhile, some weatherman, he could have given us a heads up. Worked with the guy fucking years now.
Worst weatherman ever.
Ever. Calls up later. Yeah. Did you see the tornado? Yeah, Ira, we saw it. We were in it. Thanks for the heads up.
I took a picture with it.
I would have reported it, but I was off for Rosh Hashanah. Apparently the weather can't compete with being a Jew.
Seriously.
888-STERN-101's the number. Give us a call if you've ever shared a bed with another guy. It's not something I'm proud of, but I'll share it with you guys. I don't care. And Jay will have more stories, because I don't know what I can talk about and what I can't as far as his actions. I can tell you my actions. But, yeah, I'm just like, Why don't you just sit on my lap while I'm taking a shit in the bathroom, too? Let's just ratchet it up a notch. I love this guy, Phineas in Arkansas. Oh, hold on. I got to change my thingy.
Want me to put him up?
Yeah, you want to do that? What's your name? Phineas, you there?
Hey, good morning. I can't wait till the true story comes out. Dear Penthouse Forum.
Yeah.
When you start feeling comfortable, you know, after a little while, after the pain wears off and everything, and you start telling the true story, it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Dear Penthouse Forum, I've always thought about it, but never thought I'd get the chance to do it. All I wanted...
A celebrity came into my life 3 years ago.
I love those. All I wanted was a haircut, and 6 chicks blew me. Yeah, where's that salon at? I'd like to fucking sign up for that shit. Yeah.
Well, you know, my best pickup line came when I was 4 years old. My uncle was playing Cowboys and Indians with his friends. This is a true goddamn story.
I don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
Well, they had the hands tied behind my back, and my grandma had an old clothesline, one of them T-post clotheslines, and I was in the wagon, and the rope was around my neck, and the wagon tipped over, and he hung me.
Yeah.
So I got to say, when I was picking up chicks, I was hung when I was 4. So I guess Jay Thomas gets to say the same thing. Hey, Shuley, look, I was hung when I was 4 years old.
I hear it. Hey, that's Arkansas lingo right there, buddy.
I know.
He was using that on chicks he picked up, but the chicks he was picking up were his sisters anyway, so they knew the story. So,
they already knew the story. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to get off the phone. I'll talk to y'all later.
See you, Phineas. Let's go Michael in Ontario. Michael.
Yeah, hi. Shuley.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking ignorant that Jay Thomas bails on his own show to go do a stupid Fox interview. I guarantee it, he's not mentioning a goddamn thing about his radio show or Sirius at all.
I don't know. In between, from what I understand from the Joy Behar appearance, in between commenting on the Spanish chick's asshole, he might have set in a plug there for the Sirius show.
Still, he has one spot to fill a week, and he goes and does another show. That's ridiculous.
How about I hit him in the gut when he shows up? Just totally, just walk up like I'm going to shake his hand, and then just gut shot. You son of a bitch! Just boom, right in there.
That would make me feel a bit better. But another thing, he shouldn't have asked you to fill in for him. You do a better job than he does. If he wants to keep his job, he should have gotten someone who does a shittier job.
Thanks, Dad. I mean, Michael. I appreciate the call and the compliment, and I will be sure to let him know that when he gets here.
All right, you two bastards.
Later, buddy. Halo rules. So I'm going to sign off every call.
That guy was nice.
He was. A good egg. Speaking of good egg, Vicky's on the phone.
Hello, I'm Ziggy from Carlstadt, New Jersey.
Hey, Vicky.
How are you there, Shuley? Listen, well, first of all, I want to say I enjoy your voice and I enjoy your show. You got a nice radio voice. Howard's right. You should be on the show, number one. Number two, there must be something wrong with my radio because it says the Jay Thomas show, yet I'm listening to the Shuley Behar show. What's this? How do I get serious to fix this?
We got to get somebody on the PDT, change it to the Shuley Coulter show instead of Ann Coulter.
Whatever it is, it's got to say Shuley on it because I think you're becoming your own brand. You're all over Sirius. And I enjoy you. I think you're a good guy there. So,
thank
all
you.
I have to say.
Thank you, but can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Vicky, how'd you get that name?
No, I didn't say Vicky. I told the guy Ziggy. He must have some kind of a hearing problem. Ziggy. It's Ziggy.
Oh, Ziggy. Sorry, buddy. I was wondering, because a lot of guys.
How'd you get that name?
Oh, yeah, how did you get Ziggy?
Well, it all started with, my name is Ishmael. And then, the guys at the school, I went to school in Brooklyn.
Are you Islamic? You Muslim?
No.
I'm
Puerto Rican.
Oh, I gotta go. All right, let's, I'm just kidding, Ziggy. Thank you, buddy, for the call. Let's go to Mark in St. Louis. Mark, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show, 888-STERN-101. I'm here, filling in for Jay till he wraps up, being funny on Fox and Friends, because
currently on right now.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Well, let's hope he's wearing clothes there. Mark, you there, buddy?
Yeah. Is this Shuley?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on, brother? Hey, I told your screener I just want to call and land your ass a little bit for one thing because I haven't seen you in St. Louis for a while, but when you were here, dude, you were amazing. Why you weren't headlining, And Levy was. I have no clue. You're great. I love you on everything you do. And I was just listening to a repeat of that underdog lady thing about the bowel movements this morning, brother. And I was losing my mind. I don't know how you stay so composed when you speak with her, but it's great. And you could talk, if you don't mind comment on that. And last but not least, I know you had to glance just a tiny bit. Who was it? Joey Boots was saying how you got the Big Johnson on you. You or Jay?
You know what? I swear to you, if I saw his hog, I would talk about it. But the second my eyes saw, like I was saying, once you get past a certain point on someone's body and you're still seeing skin tone, like skin, then you realize there's nothing that's going to stop you from seeing everything. And you know, I have a lot of respect for Jay. He's helped me out a lot since I've been here, and I don't need to see that. I don't need to lose any respect for the man, you know?
Right.
What if
I love you, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Keep up the good work. I'm going to listen to the radio.
Thanks, man. And I got a DVD coming out soon, and I'm definitely going to come back to St. Louis and headline and definitely come out and check it out.
Hey, I was going to ask you another thing, too, while we're on the subject. When you guys do the Killers of Comedy, whatever happened with did Sal and Richard break off from that, or what happened? You guys were all great, but do you guys just not associate with each other no more outside of the business or whatever?
Not really. I mean, Sal wanted to take a break, and you know, he had the whole thing with his wife that went down, and he took a break and kind of focused on fixing that. Richard wanted to take a break and not shower.
He's doing his Charred Balls of the Game
he's
stuff
got
too.
his
He's real
music
busy with that.
right, and he was doing some acting as well, and you know, they just took a break. And listen, we're always ready to rock and roll. I talked to Sal about maybe going out, me and him, in a little while, and doing some stuff. So there could be some stuff happening again. Either way, I love those guys and had a blast with them on the road.
Great, looking forward to seeing you again, Shuli. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Mark. Let's go to John in Oklahoma.
Hey, Shuli.
What's up, John?
How about that tornado up there in New York? What's going on with that?
I don't know. It was like a 7-minute tornado, but people running around here like it's the end of the world.
Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma City. We call that Tuesday.
Yeah, it's true. You guys, I mean, if anyone has experience in living through that shit, man, it's definitely you guys.
Oh, it's crazy. We deal with it every spring and every fall. We have like 2 tornado seasons, and
all the neighbors,
way of life down here.
All the neighbors are out, and they're all like pointing here and there, and they're just like, every person's out on the street like, my God, this tree fell down. Do you see this?
Yeah,
I was taking a shit and a fucking tree fell on my Hyundai. Oh,
that was probably just a little baby tornado. So lucky for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, but the bottom line is this town ain't built for no baby tornadoes or adult tornadoes, and the people are just not ready for that. At least I wasn't. I didn't sign up for tornadoes out here, pal.
Yeah, I've never heard in my life of a tornado hitting New York City. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, weird shit happens weather-wise when I'm living somewhere. I lived in Vegas. When I lived in Vegas, it snowed a couple times out there. You know how crazy that is There's snow on the Strip in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Well,
Shuli, have a good weekend.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Later. This guy might be accurate. Paul in New Jersey.
Hey, Shuli.
Yeah, Paulie.
How come you were wiping your mouth after I seen you in the elevator with Jay last night?
I thought we said you wouldn't talk about this to anyone.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't keep my mouth shut. You know what I'm saying?
Neither could I.
Hey, when you coming back around Atlantic City?
Atlantic City, I'm not sure, but we're doing. I'm doing Somerset, New Jersey, which I know is not near Atlantic City, but
up north.
Yeah, but get in a car and drive if you
I
really
love
are.
you, Shuli. You're the best, buddy.
Thank you, bro.
Have a good one.
Later.
All right.
Guy obviously broke the promise of seeing me with load in my face. Let's go to Mason out in Milwaukee. Mason, how you doing?
Shuli, I used to not get you, but I think you're one of the funniest fucking people ever, man. I really appreciate listening to you and hearing your jokes, but I gotta tell you, before I get to my story with sleeping with my buddy on a waterbed, I was watching Howard TV, and when you guys did that Russian dating game, I think Howard should fire Scott DePace, because it was obvious when Howard took his headphones off the 2 times he was speed dating the girls, you could actually see how bald he really is and how much of a comb over he uses. He has no hair. He uses those plugs and covers up his entire head. It is just humiliating seeing that. I'm embarrassed for the guy. And then when you find out that he's got a nose job,
Right.
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I haven't had the time to Zapruder film Howard TV, but that's just me. And look, who am I to comment about somebody being bald? I see the guy every day. Granted, he's 6'5", so it's not like I have a top view of him. But from where I'm standing, from what I'm looking at, guy's got hair to me, man. So
It's just a big comb over, and I think he should fire the paint because that really takes away from. That hair really makes Howard.
Well, listen, Mason, in all fairness, that topic sounds a little gay. Talk to me about sleeping with a guy on a waterbed. Let's change gears here.
Take the tinfoil hat off.
All right, well, anyway, I was like 19 years old, and my buddy was crashing, and I was expecting him to sleep on the floor, and he's like, nah, dude, we're fucking sharing this bed, and I was like, for a second, I was like totally uncomfortable with it. But after you, wake up the next morning, you realize, no one's touching each other, and nothing wrong with it, man. Don't feel guilty about sharing a bed with Jay.
I don't feel guilty about it. I'm just saying, could the guy wear fucking boxers to bed? I mean, I saw pajamas in his suitcase. Why not throw them the fuck on? That's all I'm saying. Help a brother out.
I've done that before. I've slept in a bed with my buddy. Like, my buddies in
Naked?
Philly, No, clothes on. Mm-hmm. I think.
And
I slept.
You've also lit your balls on fire, so it's not like it's not like people are going, "Oh my God, you hear what Kevin Kraft did? He slept with a buddy in bed."
I was at a party this one time and I got wasted.
Doesn't sound like you.
Blacked out drunk, and I wake up the next morning. You know how like when you black out from drinking and you wake up and
there's a fat chick there?
Utter confusion. You're just like you don't know where you are, you don't know what happened. It's just like a million questions hit your brain all at once.
Right.
So my eyes open up. Within like 5 seconds, I'm like, where am I? And for some reason, my first instinct was just to fart.
Ah, good.
And I farted.
That's always good to help you find your surroundings. Yeah.
It was kind of like when I was just functioning on animal instincts at that.
They call that a
moment.
gay man's compass, by the way.
So I turn around, and this chick that I've had like a crush on for years is spooning behind me, and I farted right on her vagina. Like, my first instinct of waking up is farting on this chick's cooch.
Guess what? You guys have queefed on us long enough. Revenge.
You know what? I never thought of it like
that. Yeah.
Thank you for putting it into perspective, because all these years it's been a huge embarrassment for me.
Not a problem. Don't worry about it. You're doing just fine. Let's go to the one and only Jeff Furlot. Jeff.
Those aren't pillows. I heard the tornado was actually caused by Jay Thomas swinging his pants over his head, going woo woo, when Shuli was in the room.
He was so happy that I came down. He was so bored.
Yeah, I could tell that he didn't care about the tornado. He just wanted people to hang out with.
That's all he wanted.
It was like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm cooking dinner, and he's like, all right, well, when you're done, come over. I'm like, by the time I get there, it'll be time to go to bed. What's the point?
Maybe he wanted to make a Shuli sandwich with Garrett and Jay.
I think he did.
At one point, he goes, I just got off the phone with Garrett. I told him he was missing a great party. And I'm sitting here going, well, apparently I'm missing this great party, too, and I'm fucking here.
You talk about these tornadoes, and 2 years ago, we had one cut through New Hampshire,
Yeah.
And it actually passed over my neighborhood, and I saw it as a funnel cloud. And I was like, boy, that looks kind of weird. I find out that later on that day that it actually touched down about 5 miles from my house.
Yeah.
And just kind of but we never have stuff like that. So that's pretty weird that you had one in New York, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were saying we were going to have some, there were threats of tornadoes last night, and I was playing a soccer game in the rain. And I'm looking at this guy going, Jesus, I don't know, man. These kids are going to get sucked up, and, I'm going to hear that music from, what is it,
from Twister?
Yeah, exactly. All the kids.
All of a sudden, they're like the cows flying around in the funnel cloud.
Finger of God.
Oh, man. Hey, guys, have a great day. Sounds like you had a good night last night, Shuli.
Thanks, Jeff. I'll talk to you later, bud.
All right, talk to you. Bye.
Love Furlot. Let's go to Tim in Detroit. I'm going to get to everybody's calls, so hang in there. 888-STERN-101. Tim, you there, buddy?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, you willing to give out your gamer tag?
You know, I don't give it out on the air, man, just 'cause, I don't know. I just don't give it out on the air. I got some people that I'm friends with that are, pretty important. And I just, you know, I don't want to, no, I don't, to be honest with you, it's a gay gamer tag, and I don't have the money to change it. So,
right.
So I'm embarrassed to give it out.
Yeah, I was going to pick up Halo tonight on my way home, see if you wanted to paddle it out. But
you know what?
Buying, huh?
You send me an email on my website, JewGoneWild.com. Send me an email through there. Meanwhile, that name I'm not embarrassed by, right? JewGoneWild.com. Send me an email with your tag, and I'll send you a friend request. All right?
Sure will, man. Hey, and fuck Benji. Fire his ass.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Let's go to George in Pennsylvania. George?
Hey, Shuli, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's just too bad that tornado didn't come on Sunday night, and that son of a bitch and Benji missed his frickin' 7 or 6 o'clock start time.
Well, the tornado didn't hit, and he still missed. He still missed the start time.
This is truly, he tricked, Mother Nature tried to pull a trick on him, but he didn't know, Mother Nature didn't know he didn't work on Fridays.
Yeah.
I think you should take over his spot. You're doing an excellent job on that news. That cunt Lisa G, she does nothing but listen to Howard's stories, and then she goes, oh, let's go talk to this one. Let's go talk to that one. No good reporting. You're outstanding. You need to be in that seat. You can take over for Benji and frickin' Artie. And put them two put Benji in with Jay Thomas and let him see how it feels to be walking around with a swinging dick on a Thursday night.
Well, I will say this, man. Benji's really good at what he does, and he's a funny dude, and he's a really nice guy, and I'm not looking to fill anybody's seat. I'm just looking to get opportunities where I can, and for me, just being up here and being a part of all this stuff is awesome, and whatever happens, happens, man. But, to say that I can take anybody's spot in there, I don't necessarily agree with that. These guys have put in their time and they do a good job at what they do, man. But thank you for the compliment anyways.
You know what Benji should have done? I was thinking about this. Yeah. I used to before I got this gig, I was an electrician.
By the way, Jay would yell at all of us right now for talking about this stuff.
Oh,
but go ahead.
I used to sleep in every now and then because I had to be up early for that.
Yeah.
And it got to the point, like, I slept in, like, twice in 1 month, and I got my ass chewed out big time for it.
Right.
And then it happened again, and I woke up it took me an hour and a half to get to each job site, so I woke up with, like, a half hour before I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So I called in sick.
Yeah.
Like, Benji should have just called, like, wake up, you're gonna be late.
Some people were saying that, or
Oh, really?
Yeah, some people were saying that. They were saying, right, that memo didn't come through on your Halo headset. Kevin's been like, he's like the Terry Schiavo of Halo. He's just in this coma. Balloons are being held over his head. He's like,
did you hear Gary Coleman died?
Yeah, right. But yeah, some people were saying that. He should have gotten hit by a car. Like anything. Ira, the weatherman. Ira, are you there, sir?
Showing, I am still stuck in the eye of the tornado.
Is there a better voice in there for you? All right, I gotta go. Let's go to Larry in Ohio. Larry?
Yeah, sure. I kind of feel your pain. I met these guys. I live in Michigan, and I met these couple of guys, and they invited me to go deer hunting with them.
Uh-oh.
Which is, this is a whole nother story.
Anytime there's an activity where you willingly spread urine on yourself, that's, I don't know about that one.
We get up to this camp, and I pull in, and there's 3 of us, and I look around. I don't see anywhere we're going to sleep. They said, we got this nice place to sleep. I look over, there's a 2-man pup tent over there. So the scene from Deliverance starts playing in the back of my head, and I'm thinking, I don't know these guys that well. So we get all ready, to go to sleep. I'm sleeping in the car. They're like, oh, no. I'm like, I'm sleeping in the car. Next thing I know, the 4th guy comes pulling in with about a 40-foot motorhome.
Nice.
And they all got a big kick out of it because, I thought I was going to be the man sandwich, and I wasn't interested in being the meat.
So they were screwing with you?
Yeah, pretty much just screwing with me. Okay. But by the way, is there any way that tornado might have sucked Ralph up and just killed him into 100 pieces?
No, the only sucking is done on Ralph's end. And not on Tornado's end. Sorry.
He kills me. Someone's got a JFK him or something.
Oh, come on. Ralph's a good dude.
No, he hates
He's opinionative. That's all. He's opinionative.
yeah.
He doesn't deserve to die
I
for
don't know
it.
how Howard, as neurotic as Howard is, I don't know how he puts up with Ralph just giving him his unabated opinion every 5 seconds about everything.
You know what? Maybe there's a lot of people in Howard's life that are too afraid to give Howard their honest opinion, or for whatever reason. I don't know. But Howard respects him, and he gets, the bottom line is he gets a reaction out of people, and that's what Howard loves the most, is the fact that, you know, you're talking about how you want a tornado to suck him up. Like, that's what Howard's looking for. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, you there?
Yes.
Where are you calling from, buddy?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, right on. What did you want to say?
Well, I got a story about what you're talking about, room with a guy. Years ago, I had a job where we drove oversized loads, and we had an escort driver, and we'd have to room together. So we get our room, and I go to bed, and he takes a shower. He goes walking out of the shower, starts drying his hair in front of the TV, says, "What are you watching?" Well, this guy was about as big as a pencil, and he had a cock on him about like a baseball bat. I said, "Well, I was watching TV, but now I'm staring, looking at your cock." Yeah, I mean...
All of a sudden, it's spring training in front of your face.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, this was the
And what's
shittiest
going on with,
fucking
like, what is he, a chick? He's got to take the towel and dry his hair naked, standing there shaking it on his head. Like, that move
but
is
he didn't
ridiculous.
have any fucking hair. He was bald. He was about
Right.
65, 70 years old. I'm in my 20s, you know. I'm thinking, what the fuck?
Well, that's what woke Jay up this morning. I was blow drying my hair, and Jay's like, "What the
Yeah,
fuck
right.
is that noise?"
I saw a picture of you. I don't think you have a whole lot to blow dry there, my man. But
No, I was talking about
And
my
another
ass
thing-
hair. Yes?
Oh, yeah. And the other thing, you know how you guys play the game on, like you would marry somebody, kill somebody, and have
F,
sex with
Marry, kill.
somebody?
F, Marry, kill,
Yeah.
yes.
You should do that with Howard's staff if he doesn't come back. Who's going to commit suicide? Who's going to go on and just, never skip a beat and, come up with some other thing? But I think it'd be a good thing to play.
All right. Suicide, skip a beat, or something else. That's the name of the game. We'll come up with something.
yeah.
Sounds catchy.
Right. And hey,
Hold on. Mattel's calling on the other line. They want to market this. I'll call you back. Suicide. Hasbro's on the hotline. Mary in Maine. Hello, Mary.
Hi, Shuli. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Listen, I've been trying to get a hold of you for a long time now. I just wanted to tell you how much I enjoy you on the radio. You are so funny. I think you're great.
Thank you.
And I hope that if Howard does leave, that somehow you can stay on Sirius and do a show or something, because I really enjoy listening to you. You make me laugh so hard.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, I want to let you in on a little something. If Howard leaves, I'm in talks to have my own show called "Is Anybody Fucking Listening?" And and it's going to be a 4-hour show 5 days a week. So thank you, Mary. That's very sweet of you to say.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. It's my sister calling in. Let's go. Let's go to Derek in Calgary. Derek?
Hi, it's Darcy here, bud.
Oh, sorry. Hey, what's going on?
Not too much. Not as bad as what you guys got there with the tornado, but we were getting snowflakes here this morning.
Get out of here. Snow in Canada?
I just hung up on him. I'm like, what am I supposed to... Let me file that under you for useless fucking information. That's not going to benefit me in any way. Shout out to Canada, though. Love my Canadians out there. Big ups. Bob in Boston.
Hey, Shuli.
Yeah, Bob.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I was sitting in traffic yesterday, and I thought of you. I saw the best bumper sticker ever. It said "Professional Fister."
Motherfucker, somebody's making money off of my gold!
Honest to God, it was the best thing ever. It made me think of you. So, anyways, love the show and have a great day.
Thank you. You too, buddy. Jay's still yet to produce my shirt. You know this shirt, Garrett. I've been petitioning for this for years now.
I love it.
Fist me once, shame on me. Fist me twice, that's gay. Twice makes it gay. That's on the back.
Hey, that's on the back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So everything else was on the front and then on the very back. So that way if you're walking down the street, the first thing people see, it says "twice makes it gay." And they're like, well, now I gotta get to the front of this shirt and see what the fuck makes it gay if you do it twice. Let's go to BJ out in Maine. BJ?
Hey, what's going on, Julie?
What's up, buddy?
What turned out to be the easiest show to get on turns out to be the hardest show to get on, right?
Yep.
Took me a little bit. So we were working out of town, me and my boss and 2 other guys. He decides to bring another guy, so there's 5 total. And at the end, at the end of the day there, he leaves 4 guys there, including me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Thomas stepping into the room. Wow. Wow. And he's fully clothed for a change.
Yeah, they're all fully clothed.
Oh, what have you been doing? Hold on.
Are we on the air?
Yeah, I'm talking to a guy right now. So go ahead. So you and 6 dudes were hanging out. You know what? I think I know how it ends. And
it's bad, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hang on. So at the end of the day, he says, we got a hotel room. And I said, room's with an S, right? He's like, no, room. So 3 of the guys slept in one room with 2 beds. I said, fuck that. Went downstairs, got drunk, and slept in my truck. And come in the next day, and I don't know what the hell happened, but a couple of the guys had a little glow on their face.
yeah, well, I didn't wake up with any glow after sharing
It was,
a
yeah, it was
cot
bad.
with Mr. Thomas, that's for sure. Yeah, he's over there going, fun last night. Yeah, a lot of fun.
I bet it was.
I'm like, I told him, I said, I kept going to the bathroom going, where's this other room that this guy was talking about? Why am I only seeing one bed? Yeah, real funny. So, Jay, how'd it go, buddy?
Well, they had me on there with some guy, I'm sitting right here, who was running for office, and he'd only been in politics 5 months, and he wasn't used to being on TV, and his face was shaking, you know, like he was so nervous.
Right.
So he comes up and he shakes my hand and he goes, Frank, nice to meet you. I said, I'm not Frank. He goes, oh. I said, no, I'm Jay. He goes, Frank, Jay, what difference does it make? That's what he says to me. So he's running for something. I guess he's in the Tea Party. I don't know. Then a woman named her name is spelled Tamara, but she calls it Tamra. So
That's annoying right off the bat.
And every woman at Fox is 6 feet tall,
right,
and gorgeous.
Right.
I mean, it's like O'Reilly hires everybody, right? And she's 6 feet tall, gorgeous, and I guess she's a lawyer, whatever. They all look like women that you meet at the door of a strip club, or they are
like coat check chicks or something.
They do,
yeah.
But they're all lawyers or economists or
all buy and sell your ass.
Or they're smarter than you are, right off the bat.
Well, most of them are.
Fox has found these gorgeous women,
right,
who have degrees and who like to talk politics, and I think half the people tune into Fox to see, the next, conservative set of tits.
If they had a show where they were just in bikinis, think of the ratings. Like if they
It's like Naked News.
Yeah. Naked News.
Yeah, be like Naked News.
Well, you're like, I don't give a shit about the weather. Take your top off.
Now, that, of course, what I just said is it not sexual harassment, but it's something bad, right? But I'm sorry, you just don't see any normal looking women in that building. I mean, everybody.
You know who knows the news? Chicks who have hit the wall and hit it hard. That they know everything.
How about the woman that said somebody threw acid in her face?
Mm-hmm.
And she did it to herself.
Oh, really?
She said a guy came up to her and said, hey, good looking, and threw acid in her face. And her face is completely burned.
Is that Greta Van Susteren?
No. No. But it was on, when you're there, you're watching all the, the horrifying news. And I'm looking at it going, why would you throw acid in your own face? Like, what do you get out? But you know what? It looked like a derm peel. You know those peels people, get?
Right.
But she threw acid. Now she's saying that she didn't throw acid. Somebody didn't throw it. She has to give all the money back. I guess she was raising, money or whatever.
I bet you soon we'll find out that that guy Rick Baker, the special effects guy, just made a mask for her. It's not even. She didn't even really do it. How do you commit to that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would have. It's the only way my face would be scarred from acid if somebody else threw it in it.
Who is Cameron Holder? I was on Fox with Jay. Who is that?
I don't know. You want to find out?
What? Fake. It's fake.
Oh.
Who's Cameron Holder?
That's what he said, or camera holder?
Tamra.
Tamra? Something?
Oh, Tamra.
Hello, Tamra.
But it's a guy, right?
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Tamra.
You know.
Hi. Hey, Jay.
What?
Did you notice my handcuff necklace?
I did. I saw it all.
Yes, I wore it just for you.
All right. Good. Thank you.
Thanks, High Pitch.
Wow. I got to tell you, I don't know anybody that talks about politics. I don't know anybody that cares about any of this shit. And yet these news organizations, that's all they talk about. And I mean, when's the last time, if they cut your taxes, you would notice by like a few $100s.
Right.
It's such a little tiny bit of money.
Right.
That it's just so weird. It's like, this guy wants to close down the Department of Education.
Mm-hmm.
They want to cut back Social Security. They want to, and I said to him, once you take a penny away from people,
right,
they're going to go completely nuts.
Right.
By the way, they think this woman in Delaware they think she's great.
Well, I got news for you. People need to get a little nutty these days. We need to, we need to put our foot down like a stern father and say, "Hey, you work for us, pals.
All right,
we run the show here. We need a revolution." To quote from the movie Scarface, "Libertà, libertà,
no,
Rivenda."
Okay, look, they offered us all kinds of free money, right?
Right.
And I took it. Everybody else took it. All kind of free money.
By the way, I saw some guy saying all this morning when I woke up.
Yeah,
those are my thoughts.
All kinds of free money, right?
So
we took it. Then they said, "Well, you know what? We shouldn't have done that. It's bad, and there's no one to pay for it, and everything else." And so now we're in trouble.
Meanwhile, all the bonuses were handed out once everybody got
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
Jets were bought,
everything else,
everything.
But the thing is that, and so these are terrible people, and they destroyed the country and everything else, and they stole our money and everything else. Now they're saying cut taxes so that these same people can have more money to save the economy.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to jail.
And guess what? Wasn't that the reason for the money in the first place, to save the economy?
You listen, I have to tell you.
And we said no at first. When they pitched this beauty idea to us, everybody said no. And then the president at the time was like, I hear what you're saying, but we're going to go this way with it.
They were saying, what do you think of the 99 weeks of unemployment? Well, if I'm unemployed, I think it's great. They said, well, lots of people aren't looking for work because they're getting an unemployment check.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of shitty job did you have before that? I mean, what is it, $400 a week? What is it, $300? I don't know.
How many people do you think collect disability that could actually work?
You know what? Everybody I see on a cane is fat.
Yeah.
I mean, you did that at the airport.
I pushed wheelchairs at the airport. There was maybe 3 handicapped people I actually helped and pushed.
Are they crippled or are they fat?
90% of the people are fat loads.
And it's caused their hips to go.
No, it's caused them to be lazy. It's caused them to say, why should I hold this weight up when I could pay 50 cents for some skinny Jew to be an engine for me?
So here's what you ought to do. There's a scale in the welfare office. There's a scale.
Now you're talking.
Big fat people come in, and their kids wearing the newest Nike outfits and the $300 shoes.
Right.
They get on the scale, and there's a weight limit. There's a weight limit for welfare.
There's a restriction. You come back, you lose 200 pounds, then we'll start sending you checks.
They ought to, you know what? They ought to sponsor lap band surgery, right? The government, and big signs. You fat hunk of shit, come in for your free lap band surgery.
We're way too kind to these fat fuckers. They're outraged that they have to buy an extra seat on the airline.
Here's what I think.
Be glad you can still be on a fucking airline and walk to the gate. How about that?
The worst group of individuals to give money to, are us.
Right.
We're the worst group to give money to. You know what really caused the bailout of the auto industry and of Wall Street and everything else? I think you covered it. Remember when they let Lehman Brothers go under?
Yeah.
Were you here when that happened?
Yeah.
And a bunch of guys from Howard's show went outside.
Richard and Sal, they started making out in front of right behind the reporter.
But weren't people pouring out of this building
Oh, yeah.
with their boxes?
Sure.
They had no jobs. In one day, what did that building hold? 2,000 people?
Easily.
So 2,000 people leave
flushed out.
A multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
And this is during George Bush, and they're looking at it going, oh, my God. So if we let them all go under,
right,
the Chinese buy every one of those banks, or the Japs or the Germans or whoever, and then you're going to see every building, if they close this place,
right,
we're all in the street, right? We're all walking
Sure.
the street. But if they came and go, well, we're going to give the company some money and you can stay open, would you vote for that?
Well, being that I work for the company, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And your job is saved, and maybe in the future, we'll figure it all out.
Right, but I don't work for the auto industry. I don't work for Lehman Brothers. I don't work for AIG.
Right.
I don't work for any of them. And look, sorry you guys make shitty fucking business decisions. How about that?
If I ran an American automobile company, I would have a poster of Pearl Harbor. And I would say, why are we buying Japanese, and show Pearl Harbor?
Right.
And then show, Germany, show a picture of Hitler. Why are we buying German cars?
Right.
Or just have those in the background and say Chevrolet, made in America. You know
Right.
what I mean? How about this? Chevrolet, Ford, and Chrysler have never made an airplane or a Jeep that's killed Americans.
How about that? That's a good, you throw that in the brochure.
And people go, well, it's true.
Yeah, it's not like
the
you're lying.
Volkswagen is the people's car, right? In Germany.
Yeah.
And every time you see a Nazi in the desert, they're in the Volkswagen, right?
That
right.
little German horn in there.
Actually, the VW looks like the Thing. Remember the VW Thing?
That I don't remember.
You always see the Germans waving from the
I got
the
you.
Colonel, and
Yes.
it's kind of a square car. It was
The
called
convertible.
It's called the Thing,
Right.
Yeah. Well, that was just what they used,
It looks like one of those cars that could go in water as well.
And then Toyota and everybody, all the Japanese stuff, they made the airplanes.
Blood on their hands.
All of it, absolutely
bloody. These cars were made with blood-soaked hands.
Yeah. Oh.
How great would that be?
One after another as you're driving down the highway, one after another. By the way, no enslaved people were ever, or ever were forced to work at General Motors.
It's a picture of a VW, and it's a guy opening the ashtray and going, "Don't forget what they did to the Jews." Done deal.
You know what? A lot of people would go, so what?
That's true.
There we go, so what? Let's go to Jared of Massachusetts. Do you collect unemployment? Are you getting unemployment?
No, I don't, Jay. Hi, Jay. Hi, Shuli.
Yeah.
Hello.
But I was collecting unemployment. I got laid off. The company that I worked for went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And up in Massachusetts, you can make up to almost $600 a week on unemployment.
Wait a minute. Hold it a minute. 600. Now look,
Tim, I'm going to need some time off.
No, wait. Now, the state gives you unemployment and the feds give it to you.
Yeah. I mean, I collected for about 8-9 months, right through the summer.
and did you not look for work because of that?
Well, I found a job, but I was able to kind of schedule it so it didn't start until the end of August.
Look at you.
It worked out all right. But
So
no,
when you see them on TV talking about cutting unemployment and all that, you're against it or you're for it?
No, they should. I don't know. It didn't help me want to look for a job when I got a check for $600 every Tuesday direct deposited into my checking account.
Jesus Christ.
They direct deposited it.
I mean,
oh yeah, and you don't have to call or anything anymore. You just go right on the internet. It takes about 10 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, probably.
You don't have to wait in that line, and
in that humiliating line,
the line that looks like it's entrance for Snoop Dogg's birthday bash.
Oh shit!
What kind of world are we living in where you can work for the Howard Stern channels, and then some guy makes way more money than you doing nothing?
Hold on, Kevin, be very careful.
Listen, I would much rather work.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Benji's job and make no money than...
By the way, Kevin's that political statement made by a guy who slapped a mousetrap on his balls once.
This guy?
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah, for free. Just want to clarify that.
All right. Well, look, thanks. You know what? I guess, stop unemployment, let everybody get fired.
Make Richard Simmons president. That way people will start losing weight.
I love the woman in Delaware, though, that said masturbation is adultery. That's the greatest thing that's ever been said.
Well, then I'm fucked if that's the case.
I called my wife. I said, listen, I've been unfaithful to you 629,000 times.
Tiger ain't got nothing on me.
And every woman that's got a vibrator between her legs, you're an adulterer. And they elected her. The Republicans want her to be the United States senator.
Of course.
By the way, she's bankrupt.
Yeah.
$5,000. It'll be the most money she's ever made if she's elected senator from Delaware. And by the way, she looks exactly like Sarah Palin. Have you seen her?
Well, she's stinking like her too, it sounds like.
But she's really attractive. She's really cute. No men in her life. None. No boyfriends, no ex-husband, nothing.
So she's the captain of the SS Muff Diver?
I have no idea. And also really weird about sex.
Yeah, which means she's either a closet freak, like you'll find, midgets and blenders and snakes,
something like
or she's,
Oh, you know what? By the way,
she's a college softball pitcher.
I can't wait till all the Tea Party people start doing the debates. I mean, it's going to be hysterical.
Yeah, it is going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, when you go, hey, wait a minute. I don't want my Social Security check. Hey, wait a second.
Yeah.
It's going to be that kind of thing. Yeah, who gives a shit? There was a party back in 1850 called the Know Nothing Party because they were a party and they had secrets. And if you asked them what their platform was, they go, I know nothing. I know nothing. And they hated Catholics and immigrants.
Oh.
And
whatever happened to a group like that?
They were the Tea Party of the 1850s. And and what happened is once they got elected, the regular people that ran, they just, what are you, nuts?
Right.
I tell you what, the Tea Party will make.
They give them a noogie. They go, stop being stupid, you idiot. What are you doing?
And they get you in the room. They go, okay, look, you're here now. Let me tell you how this works.
Right.
All right, here's how it works. All right, over here is a safe that has special funds in it, As soon as you get in there, something happens to you. It's got to. As soon as you get elected, because nobody can ever do anything. How about Barack Obama? He's like Pepe Le Pew. Hey, everything's terrible. My darling, I love you so much. Remember that? He was farting all over the cat?
Oh, yeah.
My favorite cartoon character. Nothing bothered him, You smell like shit. Oh, my darling, I love you so much.
Hello, my dear.
All right, we'll be right back. Tomorrow night, I'll be at Harrah's Casino in New Orleans, Louisiana, and with a burlesque show. And people always go, you mean you're hosting a strip club? No. And I know this sounds like bullshit, but I've been doing it for the last few years, and they do a fabulous show, and they're actually so good at either dancing or singing or whatever that you forget that their clothes are going to come off at the end of the thing, and then the clothes come off, okay, and it's like a little addendum to the talent. It's almost like if you go to a strip club and stuff, there's no entertainment. I mean, they're terrible dancers. They want your $20 or whatever to sit on your lap or whatever. You're not going home with any of them. When you go to a burlesque show, there's comedy, there's music, there's a band, and then you go, and they get naked at the same time. So that's what you like. Let's, by the way, go to New Orleans BurlesqueFest.com. God, I'd love to see the spellings of burlesque when people type it in. Can you spell it, Kevin? Spell burlesque.
BURLESQUE. Q-U-E?
You liar.
Close?
You just read that off a piece of paper.
Did I get it?
You got it.
All right.
You were cheating.
I'm smart.
This kid, I go,
This is a little cheating,
let
lying
me tell you something.
dog.
I start the show. I before we even start the show, I go, "Did you make it in all right?" He goes, "Why?" I go, "There's a tornado." He's been in this video game coma since the game came out. This Halo game,
the new one, right?
Yeah. He's in this coma.
Let's go to Kitten on the Keys. And Lola Vanella. Ladies, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show here at Howard 101. Good morning. Can you get Kitten on? Kitten, is that you, Kitten?
No, this is Lola.
Okay,
Oh, hi,
all right.
Kitten.
Okay.
Hey, Lola. Hi.
We're gonna take a break. You guys just talk.
Yeah,
How
you
about
chat it
that?
up. You two crazy. So I'll talk to Kitten first. Kitten, you are the mistress of ceremonies, and I'll be there also in New Orleans.
How do you get the name Kitten, by the way?
Kitten? Yeah.
Meow, 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 because my act kind of sounds like a bunch of pink little furry paws are running up and down.
Your act sounds like pink furry paws are doing what? They're doing what now?
Running up and down a keyboard.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
Now I will tell you that I meant that what I said. It's not just about at the end of it, the clothes come off and everybody's gorgeous and everything else. I mean, do you sing, you dance, you tell jokes, you do everything, right, Kitten?
I do, and I'm a multi-instrumentalist. It's like everybody's got to have a gimmick in this business.
Right.
And mine is that I'm a potty-mouthed multi-instrumentalist. And, hey, it's a lot of fun.
Is one of the instruments you have spinning those tassels off your nipples?
They have that.
Absolutely. And it's not as easy as you think. And
How do you get
I don't
your
think
breast?
it's easy at all.
How do you? I mean, how do you get your breast to turn in those directions?
A lot of training.
Or do you move your body and
it's actually all in the shoulder.
It's in the shoulders.
Mm-hmm. It's in the shoulders.
So you move the shoulders and then
because I can't get my tits to do
no,
anything.
we can't do anything.
And things will follow. You know.
There is a woman, I forget her name, who doesn't she light her tassels on fire and then twirl them?
Absolutely. She's sensational. She is a burlesque legend. Her name is Satan's Angel, the devil's own mistress.
The devil's own mistress, right? She lights
the devil's own mistress. She lights those tatas on fire.
She better be careful she doesn't start a great white fire over in one of the shows over there.
How does she not burn her area?
She's very careful with her pyrotechniques, and she's even insured for $1 million.
Is there ever a guy that runs on and throws a blanket on her tits just to make sure it's out?
Well, no. The last show I did with her, I had to lick the fire out.
Really? You poor man.
Now, how does she keep from scorching her areola?
She has perfected this technique, over 50 years. I mean, she is an absolute master at this, and she takes it very, very seriously.
Over 50 years she's been lighting her...
So the fire's down by her ankles, sounds like.
Is it rude if I say tits or boobs, or is it rude if I say that?
No, I
Fun bags?
Breasts? What do you want?
Fun bags.
Fun bags?
No, I think that's fine. I think maybe a more elegant way of saying it, since we're doing a classy version of striptease, might be to say boobs or breasts.
All right.
Or, I like fun bags.
Fun bags, that's a new one for you?
Chest mittens?
So, Kitten on the keys, we'll come back to you in a moment. Lola Vanella, welcome. How are you, Lola?
Hi, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Now, Lola, you are actually you're going to be vying for some sort of an award. I was just told that I'm actually a judge in a contest.
Yes.
Well, you know what? You're way ahead of the game now.
Be kind to your judge, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Now, you are originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and an international burlesque singer, dancer, producer, instructor, MC. And the thing that first of all, everybody has a story about why they're a stripper. I was doing it to get through college. I was a single mom, and you see them on, Dr. Phil all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But burlesque dancers, really, it's a talent, and you do stuff. Were you a kid that liked to walk around the house naked? I mean, were you always an exhibitionist type person?
I mean, it could definitely be argued that I was. I joke that
I have been wanting to be a burlesque dancer ever since I was a naked child covered in glitter. So, yes, I've always I didn't know it was burlesque that I wanted to do, but I've always wanted to be sparkly and dance and sing and have people watch me do it. And I feel really kind of lucky that I found this tribe of people that want to do it too. So
now,
kind of all travel around.
Are you the derriere beyond compare?
That is, yes, that was given to me once upon a time, and it stuck, and I like it.
You're the derriere beyond compare, and this will be like the fourth or fifth time that I've...
Any tricks you do with that derriere?
Oh, so many. So very many.
Now, I was I went to the bathroom we were at the House of Blues, I guess, in New Orleans a year or so ago, and I just said, out loud, I said, gee, what's great about this? I mean, they're taking their clothes off and it's sexy, but it's really such a great show that you don't have people saying the kind of negative stuff that people say about strippers. And some guy said, yeah, I date one of them. And that's the biggest problem I have is that everybody thinks I date, like a stripper.
Right.
So is it hard, Lola, when you tell like your parents' friends or whatever, this is what you do for a living, that they look down upon you?
Because some people would be like, oh, burlesque, that just means a creepy DJ doesn't announce you.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I mean, I know, there's some pretty talented strippers out there who really love what they do, and I feel kind of the same way, except that because what I do is a little bit more theatrical, and it feels like it's more of a theater piece when I'm performing, and it's more about entertaining many than maybe just one client or something. But it's been a little bit more acceptable for me to kind of explain it to my family, and so actually I have a pretty supportive family, which is pretty great. And there's sometimes it's awkward. My grandma has to be explained to every now and then that it's just like going to Vegas and seeing those sparkly women on stage or any of those things, and it seems to kind of calm her down a little bit. But for the most part, it's been pretty easy to tell my family and friends. And I think in the beginning it might have been a little bit more difficult, but now it's just kind of like love me or leave me, because this is how I am, and I have no plans on changing anytime soon. So it's been really well accepted for the most part.
Now, do
really
you
great.
light anything on fire? Do you
put anything out with that derriere?
I believe that. Well, unless if it was called to need to rescue someone, that would maybe, if I could use my ass for powers of
you would
good,
use your ass to put somebody out there.
The fire extinguisher shrinkter.
Yeah,
All right.
if it was
I
the
love
only
it.
thing that would work, I would. But I don't light anything on fire.
By the way, it's all weekend long in New Orleans. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? This fest, the Burlesque Fest.
So you got 3 days to catch that ass and those
go to
fun bags.
NewOrleansBurlesqueFest.com, and then tomorrow night I will be attending and judging.
And having room with Jay last night, I can tell you, he's got a pretty mean helicopter trick he likes to do.
I like the
before bed.
I saw it last year.
Yes, I do it all. All right, go back. We're going to go back to Kitten on the keys. Now, Kitten, I'll ask you the same question. Were you a person that just always wanted to take your clothes off? Was it difficult the first time you did your talent act and then you took your clothes off? Was it hard for you?
In a way it was, but it also seemed like a natural progression because I've always been attracted to that kind of inner exhibitionist in my soul, and so when I did it was actually quite freeing and quite liberating. And I like my boobs, and it's fun to show them off. So what can I think?
Now, there are all sorts of guys hanging around, actors, actresses, and everything. I would imagine you have a Kitten, a special kind of fan who would pay a tremendous amount of money to have you do your act in front of him. Have you
or just motorboat him?
What sort of proposition have you had? What's the greatest proposition you've had?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, if I was really rich, instead of just having, a woman come over and, try and have sex or whatever, for her to do a whole show in the room and the whole deal.
Right.
I think that has value to it. Have you been offered a lot of money to do your show like privately for like a rich guy, like in the movies?
Once, I believe I was playing, I thought it was just kind of like a fun couple swinger party, but it turned out to be kind of like one of those kind of,
Orgy?
It was
Wait, you thought you were at a swingers party.
One of those fun kind of swingers
But wait a
parties.
second. But it got worse? I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't, like, how did it go? If it wasn't a swinger.
Turns out it was a snuff film set, Jay.
It was an S&M thing? I mean, what surprised
It was pretty
you?
outrageous, and this man wanted to get on his hands and knees and wanted to be my human piano bench while I did my act.
Hey, what's so bad about that?
There's nothing wrong
It's
with
not
it.
like he asked you to crap on him. That would be weird.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
So he just wanted you to do your act, but sit on his back.
Exactly, but he wanted to be my human piano bench.
How much was he willing to pay for that?
I believe we got up to about $1,000.
I hope you did it.
Oh, are you kidding me? Of course.
Yeah. All right.
Was he comfy?
He wasn't. He had kind of like a sweaty back, which wasn't kind of, it was.
You sure it wasn't your ass that was sweaty?
No, my dear, because I have a lovely G-string from Secrets and Lace, who's one of our sponsors, absorbing all those body fluids.
Thank you. Lola, same question for you. What has been one of your favorite propositions? Now, you're the derriere beyond compare, and I'm
the derriere full of hair, by the way. Just so you know.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. I parred it.
I'm a notorious ass man, and so if I was really wealthy, I would hire you to. What situation have you been in? Sort of like Kittens.
And Kitten has a really good story. I don't know if I can even think of one to top it, but
Not to top. You're not trying to top.
No, I know, but
Don't
I
need
can't
to top
even really. I'm trying to think of a good anecdote, and I don't know if I have a really good one, but I feel like.
So you take your clothes off and no one does anything.
Well, sure. Well, I mean, I've had some very strange proposals. They weren't necessarily for They never got into a negotiation phase, but I've had a couple of, some might call them creepers, but I might also call them strange, eccentric, lovable, harmless people.
No, they just want you. Do they want you
Sounds
to do?
like some of those guys have your address, huh?
No, what I'm saying is, has anybody ever wanted you to do your act for them privately? That's really what I mean.
Oh, sure. So what would it take? Is what you're asking, or has
No,
it
yeah, I mean, what would that? What would you charge?
Like if a guy says, "Look, it's just me and a friend, and my friend's my penis, and we'd like to see your act privately."
No, that's wrong. That's all wrong. No, that's now. Of course, the guy, whoever it is thinking he's going to have sex after it. That doesn't mean you have to. But at least if
no guy loves the art form that much that he needs to see it one-on-one.
So the problem is, even if a guy says he wants to pay you an inordinate amount of money to dance for him, he's going to expect something afterward. And you women are not prostitutes.
Well, I mean, I speak for myself.
Well, you think?
So Kitten's a whore, is what you're
Kitten,
saying.
I think she might think you're a
about the burlesque prostitution ring? No.
By the way, if they had that ring and you performed, I think that would be great. I mean, it's it's the dangerous ones that, or
Right, at
while
least
you're
you know what you're
performing,
getting.
have somebody rob the room while you're doing your act.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
At least you get something out of it.
Well, let's cut to the chase. Has a guy ever offered you money for sex?
No, I mean, it's never, ever been presented to me that way, and I've been really fortunate. I've never been in a situation where someone said, I'd like to pay you for sex. It's never been but I've had people sort of...
Well, you may have your chance tomorrow night.
I've been offered that before.
I'm crossing my fingers.
No, I'm going to go to the ATM machine right before I go into the...
Well, I was hoping it was you.
Yeah, right. So, Kitten, have you had money offers for sex?
Actually, no, because I believe that we are creating this fantasy, and it's the risque art form of burlesque kind of doesn't really lead to that. I don't think a lot. I think that instead we're creating this wonderful teasing fantasy inside a man or woman's brain.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, when I went to the show at the Hard Rock, this had to be two years ago. My brother brings one of his notorious girlfriends, right? And we on a break, I went back to the bathroom, and a couple of the performers went back there, and my brother's girlfriend in the hallway was making out with both of them when I came out of the bathroom. Within like 10 minutes, was making out with them. Yeah, unbelievable. And this woman,
that's the type of woman you throw a ring on.
This woman is gorgeous. She only goes out with men to get drugs and money and whatever. And she is absolutely gorgeous, and she's completely nuts. But she really likes women more than men, and she only needs the men for the money. And this is what my brother hangs with, by the way. And oh yeah, absolutely. And so my brother will be there tomorrow night, by the way. And so would you say, what would you think? What's the percentage? What's the percentage of it's almost like ladies golf, you know, it's like people, they don't want to talk about this. Would you say it's 50-50, women who like men as averse to, women that like women? Because I was shocked that she got 2 performers that quickly in the bathroom. I'm telling you. It was within minutes.
Well, I think, if real quick though,
Can Kitten answer this, please?
All right, go ahead.
I don't need you to. I don't want to hear a bearded man.
When you do your act, and it's really fun and stimulating to somebody, and they really enjoy it. I mean, why not? If somebody's
because you're all open to it. That's what I was thinking. That's right.
Oh, it also depends. It also depends on the person. I mean, sometimes if you're doing your act and it's somewhat fun and sexually charged, and somebody gets a quote unquote bang out of it, and they want to show their appreciation.
All right.
I like that boing. Thank you. I could use a good boing this morning.
What's going on? Can I just ask, what's going on downstairs? Is that retro as well? Are we talking?
Yeah, you know,
let's
go to Lola with that question.
Does it look like Art Garfunkel down there?
Lola, they're saying that the growth is coming back, and
I've heard this.
Yeah, and also the new movie with George Clooney, The American. Every woman in it, now they're Europeans. Every woman in it is like a forest ranger. So how do you feel about? And here's the other thing, and they say men like shaved women because men are basically pedophiles. So
well, that is a creepy thought for the day, isn't it?
It is creepy.
Well, hang out. The show's just got started.
How do you feel about the regrowth movement?
I think just like burlesque and just like women, it takes all different types of beautiful snowflakes to make it all magical. And I really don't think. I actually just had a conversation about this whole new regrowth movement with my friend, and we both agreed that it really doesn't matter as long as you're taking good care of it all. Okay, it can be wildflowers or well-trimmed lawn, and I think it's all fantastic.
Now, are you happy to be shorn, or are you looking forward to the regrowth?
I kind of. I mean, for what I do, considering I'm wearing such tiny little G-strings usually by the end of an act, that, just for maintenance and for convenience sake, I keep it very neat and tidy. But,
yeah, because no guy wants to get intimate with a chick and, see a piece of a Subway sandwich you ate earlier in the day down there. You know what I mean?
That's a little something different, I think, than regrowth.
A piece of a Subway sandwich.
I'm just saying, sometimes crumbs fall. It could be in my beard. It could be.
Fall. Kitten, how do you feel about the regrowth movement? Kitten on the keys.
Well, I swing both ways, actually. I have a really amazing waxer.
You have an amazing waxer?
In San Francisco, where I'm.
By the way, does that, I wouldn't let anybody put hot wax anywhere near my testicles or anus. What does that feel like? What does that feel like when their hair is ripped off from the pubic region?
It definitely makes your endorphins stand up and say howdy. That's for sure.
So it's painful. That's what I'm saying. Would you rather grow a little and just trim and save yourself the pain?
Well, I kind of need to go with Lola on this, because some of the tiny little costumes that we're putting ourselves into, I shouldn't really look like a petting zoo down there. So
right.
I'm kind of neatly trimmed.
like there's a ferret coming out of a cave.
Not to mention, if you got flaming fun bags spinning around at 60 miles an hour, you don't need a fucking flammable hedge down there.
That's right. Well, Kitten on the keys.
And I used to sit around with my roommates in the old days, and we would have pubic hair contests, and I would always win.
Yeah.
And my
Wait
my
a minute. You
roommate-
would have pubic hair contest, but you would always win. Give us the criteria for the contest.
Oh, we would have pubic. My roommates and I, when we were young college girls back in the Haight-Ashbury days, and we would sit around on our couch and we would compare pubic hair. And they
The
would-
length of it? What's the comparison?
Who could braid it the faster?
Well, who is the softest? What's the criteria?
Cornrows?
Well, for instance, I had an Asian roommate, and she was not as hairy as I was. I think one girl was perpetually in prepubescence. I don't know if she just didn't have a lot down there. And so I would always win, and that's kind of how I got my name Kitten, because these young ladies would say, who needs a cat when you have Kitten as your roommate? During our pubic hair contest. So it's kind of led to my stage name.
Lola, have you ever been in a pubic hair contest? Lola Vanilla?
I will say, just hearing that story makes me want to have one, but I've never been so fortunate.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to be in room 2611 at Harris, and I'll
There's
invite
a big
you.
pubic hair championship going on up there.
That's right. Kitten on the keys and Lola
World Series of pubic hair.
Vanilla. Go to NewOrleansBurlesqueFest.com. And do you want to give out personal websites so that the perverts that listen to this show can see more of you? Do you have Kitten? Do you have a personal
Nothing
website?
like getting 30 emails after you hang up that go, hey, any pictures of your bush?
Yeah, that's going to be bad.
Don't talk about my pubic hair because but just because I do doesn't mean that you get to go on and chat about it. My personal website is kittymusic.com.
kittymusic.com. All right.
Mm-hmm. You can hear some of my dirty songs on iTunes. Look them up. They're fun.
We have dirty songs. Go to kittymusic.com for the dirty songs. And Lola Vanella, do you have a personal website you want to give out?
I sure do, and it is lolavanella.com.
And it's VANELLA, lolavanella.com.
Yes.
If you've never been to a burlesque show, it is really fun. And in fact, Julie, they've asked me to maybe MC one in a few. And you do those old jokes like in the old days and all that. So it's fun. Lola and Kitten on the keys. Thank you very much. Go to NewOrleansBurlesqueFest.com and I'll see both of you and your vaginas and fabulous asses tomorrow night.
Woohoo!
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Wow. Well, what we got out of that interview is this.
I forgot to ask her if she ever had her ass licked like a push pop.
These are these free living women. That's why my brother's girlfriend was able to get both of them to start making out with her within 3 or 4 minutes.
There's another reason that went down like that. It's
Really?
the same reason why strippers hate their job.
You think it was the 2 hits of coke that she gave him prior
That could
to
be
the,
it too. Also, the fact is, there's a big difference.
It was like
between,
this. I mean,
but there's a big
walk
difference.
to the bathroom. I walk out, and they're both tonguing her. They're tonguing in the hallway, and nobody else was doing this. This is at the Hard Rock, not the Hard. What is it that Danny Aykroyd owns? Is it the
House of Blues?
House of Blues. Is that the House of Blues? I mean, it's like an upscale joint. Right?
Here's the thing, though. They have. There's a difference between a look that a guy has on his face when a chick is dancing naked in front of him compared to a look on a woman's face. And a guy's look is like, wow, she's hot, I'd like to fuck her, and maybe put her in the trunk of my car. And a woman's look is, wow, she's hot, I'd like to experience something with her.
And appreciate her for who she is.
Exactly.
And all that other bullshit.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's why strippers eventually... Look, I did stand up in the strip clubs just like you did in Vegas.
I did.
And one after the other. It never fails. They're all like little mini Nancy Graces over there. They hate penis
By
more
the
than
way,
you could ever imagine.
I had nothing but bad experiences going out with the 2 strippers I went out with. It was all bad. And these women are so... Now, not that Uncle Jay has anything to do with these.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
This is the most fun. They are having a great time. They feel...
It's more theater.
They absolutely feel okay when it's over. It's not like a bunch of, like, grizzled, I'll never forget this. and I've said this before, these guys that go to strip clubs and sit at the bar with the cigarette, if you can smoke, and they look at the woman's vagina and they just examine it like they're a doctor. And they look in it, and they'll go, and the woman, spread, and they just kind of like, they ought to pull out, what is that little light you put in your mouth? That little, what do they call that light that's kind of, it's little, but it's heavy? And like the electricians have it. It's
called the vagina light.
No, Magno?
Oh,
a mag light, yeah. He should have had a mag light in his mouth. And
could you turn to the right a little bit? There you go.
Yeah, you know what? He should have had like little calipers.
Pick out your leg.
You can't touch them with your fingers, so you take your calipers and you just spread the, and it was so weird. And I'm thinking,
all that's missing is
what is the use of somebody dancing in front of you that you paid that you can't fool with? What is that about? And they do nothing. It's. You don't give a shit that they're on the fucking pole. Who cares?
Your buddy, I think you're friends with Larry Miller.
Yes, yeah.
He had, I remember watching his HBO special years ago, and he had a great line about how when guys look at women dancing in strip clubs, it's the way a lion looks at like a wounded, antelope on the plane, and he's staring at him, and he just starts licking his lips like,
It's odd,
and it's like creep. And his line is, his wife would say, "How come you don't tell me what you're thinking?" And he says, "If we told women what we were really thinking, you'd never stop hitting us ever."
There was a show on HBO where, this guy, Mike Binder, him, he was a comic and now he's the director. And
yeah.
He had a show.
Dream On?
No, that's not Mike Binder. Mike Binder had a show on HBO where it was a show about what guys really think and what they really do.
Uh-huh.
And it was so sleazy that they canceled it. But it was just regular married guys.
So it was realistic.
It was very realistic. So you watch it and you'd go, yeah, that's how we think. But for some reason, when it's spoken,
it's a whole new,
it's bad.
Creepy level.
It really
This is your real comedian.
Oh, geez. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, Ira the Weatherman will talk about an incredible event.
Shout to Ira.
An incredible event, weather-wise. Stay where you are.
Give you what you need.
Tonight, I'll be on the Joy Behar show, and I don't usually brag. I don't brag. You know me, never brag. But we talk about that Hispanic woman that was in the Jets locker room.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't tell people what you said. I just said from the joke that you told me that you did say. I can't wait to see this.
Well, I'll say it. There's a woman on there that's kind of a fashion something or other, and then it's terrible. I know.
Some gay guy, probably.
No, it was another one. It's two women and me and Joy. So she says, "What do you think of the harassment thing and all?" And of course, the woman,
the Mexican sports reporter.
Don't eat those. Don't give him pretzels.
That's his thing, though.
No, it isn't. No.
That's like, how George Burns had a cigar?
Don't do this.
George Burns always had a cigar in his mouth. That's Ira's thing.
Ira, no pretzels. I tell you what, if you eat a pretzel...
No, I'm going to eat it after the show.
Well, he doesn't eat it right in front of him. Well, all right,
you put it right
why
here.
Why do you want it in front of him?
Put it by me. I'll hold on.
No, don't eat... No, I don't... It's stupid. I mean...
You're saying pretzels are stupid?
No, I don't like to watch people eat.
I know. That's why we like it.
You, Jay.
No, I can't stand it. So usually I'm not here, and I hear the munching and chewing, and the craps flying out of their mouth and everything.
One of your biggest pet peeves.
No, I hate it. You want to hear something else? I hate picnics. I hate to sit on the ground. I hate having
lay out a blanket.
Oh, Jesus! And shit's flying. Stop it, Garrett.
No more picnics, no more pretzels.
Come have eaten. Anyway.
Well, if you go to a ballpark, you're going to have pretzels.
Right.
And you're going to have popcorn.
And a blanket.
That's fine. But we're not at a ballpark, okay? This is a game. Now,
this is a studio. We're doing business.
And,
this is a place of business.
And you know why it's business? And people don't... Because we all get paid. Don't you get paid for doing this show?
Yes, I do, Jay.
For all of you to think that Ira comes in here free of charge, that's not true.
No.
Right.
That's
Now,
me.
So these two women are on the show.
Yes.
And Joy Behar.
And of course, they're siding with the Mexican TV reporter.
Well, there was a woman next to me who kind of wasn't, but there was a woman on the end. Oh, here, the woman is it's a Hawaiian, great-looking Hawaiian woman, and she's a judge on Dancing with the Stars.
Kariana Nabo.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
How weird is that you knew her name?
Well, because Howard's a huge fan of that show, and
she's really nice, and also she's
nice looking.
And she choreographed a show I did called "Who Wants to Marry a Multimillionaire?"
Oh,
she was on that. So then on the other side,
choreography for that
there was Sarah, somebody or other, a brunette, and she's kind of a fashion thing. So they show the pictures on the screen of the Inez Sains, or whatever her name is,
as she was dressed that day.
Yes, and how she does her reporting.
Field. Right.
She is a Mexican woman, and she's a total piece of ass. And in Mexico and most countries other than the United States, they revel in the excitement of the female body.
Yeah, even the drug cartels stopped killing each other to watch one of her news stories.
That's right. So she's been 10 years on the air, right? So I won't give it away now, but I do the mating call of the Mexican. I do that tonight on TV.
Chase said at one point the camera crew were throwing papers in
paper. They were throwing
laughing
paper
so
in the air.
hard.
So they ask me something, and I do, well, this is the mating call or whatever. They're showing pictures of her, and the woman from Dancing with the Stars says whatever she says, and now the fashion maven says, well, I think she was dressed inappropriately, and I believe that when you are going to work, you need... Now, in my head, I have exactly what I would have yelled at the TV if I was home. So I'm sitting there going, do I say what I'm really thinking as we're sitting here? And of course the woman's attractive. And she goes, she should wear a little pencil dress. I don't know what that is. A pencil dress that would be less form-fitting and this and that and the other. And I said, what? And cover up her great ass?
Beautiful.
Every guy in the room throwing paper in the air. And they absolutely did not. They didn't get it. They were saying stuff like, how dare these athletes not treat her like a broadcaster? What are you, nuts?
Right.
You think the Mexican television channel sends her because she's a great fucking broadcaster?
Right. You think she has to do a weather report in a bikini?
She's a piece of ass. And she's, by the way, fantastic. She's like my favorite reporter. She was turned in by another woman reporter.
Right.
So
a catty bitch that was jealous of her ass and her tits.
You can research this. Another woman said to the Jets organization she was horrified by the reaction, and this is what really got her. Inez comes out to the Jets practice, and the receivers are asking Sanchez to throw the ball out of bounds so they can go near her. Now, every guy that's played a sport has had somebody throw a ball out of bounds so they can be by the cheerleaders. We've all done it. So these are what these guys were doing. So that pissed off the lady reporter first.
Well, we're Jews. We throw loose change by chicks that we think are hot.
They go in, and I don't want to say who the woman was. I have no idea. Let's just say it's someone that looks like Michelle Tafoya. Let's just say that, right? Who no one's going to yell at, whose ass is completely covered or whatever. And they hooped and hollered, and she turned him in. And now there's an investigation. And now the Jets have to have that class in sexual harassment.
Which I've taken 5 times now, and I'm getting really good at this. I'm like almost pro level. I'm on legendary level right now.
There is a lawsuit against Goldman Sachs by 3 women who all made anywhere from $450,000 to $800,000 a year, right? And they say that they were discriminated against. Of course, they show them in the paper, and the first thing you do is you look at it and you go, they look like fabulous pieces of ass to me. It's the first thing you do. And so
first they were discriminated by getting jobs.
I would like to give her my pretzel yum yum.
The three plaintiffs. Here's the first woman. H. Christina Chen Oster. That's her name. Her last name is Chen Oster. I guess she married a guy named Oster or whatever. Lisa Parisi and Shanna Orlick, right? And they made hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they say they weren't paid the same amount of money as men. Okay. The guys must have been making millions. Okay. I agree with that. And they were in sales at the convertible bond desk. And after she joined Goldman Sachs, there was a celebration for a recently promoted male colleague at Scores in New York. And they were all encouraged to attend. So she goes to the strip club with these guys. And the lawsuit contends, at the end of the night, a married colleague escorted her to her boyfriend's apartment building and in the hallway pinned her against the wall, kissing her and groping her. I can't believe you didn't get a raise.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I was thinking.
Maybe she didn't pay the fare for the ride.
The episode, now this is her side of it. It's all alleged. I have no idea if any of it's true, and I'm sure that these women have gone through terrible, terrible psychological drama, and I hope that they get whatever's coming to them. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that justice is done, and if these men do what they're accused of, I have no idea how it's going to turn out.
They should be hung.
Well, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Some of them are hung.
Because this is the land of the free and all that stuff. So,
land of the free and home of the brave.
Now, they don't have the guys' names in here, which I don't quite understand. After that episode of him pinning her against the wall, which she alleges, kissing her and groping her, that episode, which the male colleague reported to his supervisor the next morning. Now, did he report it? Or did he go back and
say... He got busted. No guy's running in there going, let me tell you what I did,
He was
boss.
bragging, right? Or he was saying, I took her home and she was letting me grab her and her boyfriend was like on the other side of it, whatever he was saying, right? She decided that she was experiencing, and I'm quoting her, increased hostility and marginalization at the firm, right? I guess because I don't know what that means exactly. Or maybe what he felt wasn't good. All alleged. I have no idea what he felt. When the stock market was going through the roof, she was paid $800,000. That's unbelievable. Jesus, can you imagine? A woman walks through the door of your house and she's making $800,000. I could not do enough for her. There wouldn't be anything. What can I get you? What can I do for you? You don't want to have sex? Fine. Can we have a pool? Can we have a pool?
He should sue her. $800,000 she's making. She can't throw him a handy.
And by the way, I mentioned their names, and I want to say it one more time. I hope that justice is done in this lawsuit, and if these horrible things happened, I find it to be degrading and evil. I'm just doing this as a report.
Say it again. I don't think people heard you. It's very, very important what you just said.
If you were groped, if you were pushed against the wall, and these things really happen, I don't know how you're going to prove it. I have no idea, unless there's a camera in the hallway. But if you're able to prove it and you're not paid, if they only gave you $800,000 and you deserved $1.2 million, whatever it is, I hope it works out for you. The other woman, another plaintiff, portrayed the male-dominated trading floor culture centered on golf and other physical pursuits. Meanwhile, Miss Orlick, who has her degrees in law and business at Columbia, listen to this one. She happened to be a varsity golfer. And they did not invite her on the golf outings. That's because they couldn't talk and drink and smoke cigars and do the shit they wanted to.
You tell smelly snatch stories on the course. That's when you go with guys. That's what you do.
If they're hot, I hope they win.
Mm-hmm. Now, I have worked at places that had more women than men. Radio has a lot of women.
One of them was a strip club, right?
No, but radio has a lot of women in it. And so
they got some very, very
my first general manager,
women.
2 in a row were women. My first 2 general managers. And the women would get together, and it was good if you were a woman, right? and they would want to go off and do women things. I wasn't invited to any of that, even though I'm quite a cook. Even though I have a very strong feminine side, I wasn't, because they don't want to be talking about women shit in front of me.
And we don't want to hear it.
A Goldman managing director hired a scantily clad female escort wearing Santa hats for a holiday party. I ought to tell you, Goldman Sachs sounds like a hell of a great place to work. Okay?
Yeah.
And, you know,
hot chicks you could throw up against walls. It's awesome.
Alleged. All of it absolutely alleged. But it's, you know, so you can't do it. So anyway, if you watch the Joy Behar show tonight, I think that I speak for all men. I think I absolutely speak for all
men. I only watch it twice, the Joy Behar show. When you're on, and a couple weeks ago when Liza Minnelli was on. Holy shit, what a show that was. Talk about train wreck television.
Well, what I like about Joy is she knows that Liza's going to be on, you know, whatever she's on.
Oh, and Joy was great with her. I'll give her that. Joy was really funny with her because Liza would say something ridiculous, and Joy would just let it sit there in the air.
How many of you have heard the story of Billy the Kid and Pat Garrett, the sheriff? Right, Billy the Kid was an outlaw, and Pat Garrett, I think it was a friend or whatever, and Pat Garrett shot Billy the Kid. Do you know that, Garrett? Do you realize? You know who Pat Garrett was? Your name is Garrett.
Garrett thought the tornado was a hurricane yesterday.
Yeah, but your name is Garrett. Pat Garrett was a famous sheriff. Have you ever heard of him?
I have.
Okay. So, all right. So now, this must be his great-great-grandson, Pat Garrett's grandson. Governor Bill Richardson of New Mexico is considering granting posthumous pardon to Billy the Kid. Why? Why? It has angered the descendants of Pat Garrett, and we're going to have one of them. And 3 of the late lawman's grandchildren have already sent a letter, and it is a defamation. And this guy, Billy the Kid, apparently was a complete asshole. Complete asshole. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have him on, and then we're going to have.
I think it's great. Billy the Kid's name's been dragged in the mud for far too long.
I think he was a bad guy. You know. So we're gonna. Oh, and they're all up in arms. Okay. And now, why would he pardon him? That's the weird thing.
I think like re-election is coming up. So
who's pardoning him? Clinton? That guy pardoned everybody.
No, Richardson. What do you think? There are people that liked Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
Listen, there's people that like the Jonas Brothers. Anything's possible.
What made him? My son just wrote their newest song. They're the greatest group in America.
I'm a huge fan of the Jonas Brothers. Big fan. Have all their 8
You think
tracks.
that because the election is coming up, he is going to pardon a guy that was shot 100 and something years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to make what group vote for him?
Well, I didn't say that's actually going to be the effect, but that's what they think will happen.
I think the fucking idiot group might grab a couple votes from that area.
People just think Billy the Kid is some cool cowboy now. They don't know what he did.
You know, Bonnie.
Pardon the guys from Young Guns too, man.
You know what? These were heinous murderers, criminals, uneducated, stupid. It's like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. They did not look like Robert Redford and Paul Newman. Okay,
you mean
they were
Emilio
like
Estevez?
Yeah, they were like toothless. You know, Wyatt Earp and his brothers killed tons of guys that didn't deserve to get killed.
Sure.
You know, killed tons of them. Then we'll have, Jeffrey Lyons, who does the movie reports and all that stuff.
Film guy.
He lost his job at the TV station.
You mean they won't let him into theaters anymore?
I don't know what it is. So I see him around.
Nice try, Lyons. Go review some cable.
I see him around all the time, and he's telling me he can't get a job, and this is changing.
Go to the racetrack.
Yeah, wait a minute. His son, who works for E, is coming on. His son has the job.
Oh, that's great.
But he can't get a job. So we'll have him come on. Yes, go ahead, Garrett. What do you want? What is it?
That's it.
Well, you were standing there. You had a look on your face. Yes.
And newsman yesterday passed away.
Who passed away yesterday?
Edwin Newman.
Ed Newman.
You know what he said his quote was? He was always dour like that. He said,
I don't think news people ought to smile. He says that. News people shouldn't smile. It wasn't his job to look happy.
Let me tell you something. We need old school fuckers like that running news these days.
So when he watches TV, people are always smiling, and he didn't get. He's not.
Give me my story. Don't give me your opinion.
Right.
Don't get dressed up. Don't cut it this way, that way, left wing, right wing. Give me the goddamn story.
Well, what I think of the transitions are so difficult. You'll just have somebody on cooking like a cupcake for you, and then you show some puppies, and then you're smiling. And when we'll come back, we'll tell you about how 2 heinous murderers tied an entire family up to a bed and burned them. Stay where you are. How do you can't go?
Mother of 4 was another victim of a serial rapist.
Yeah.
But first, ever want to make some cupcakes for friends?
Yeah, you can't do it. All right. And also, we will speak to you at 888. What's the phone number?
Stern 101.
Stern 101. Stay where you are. 3/4 of men listening to this show would have an extramarital affair if they knew they wouldn't get caught. Other 25% are gay.
Hi.
That's this show.
Okay. Like the guy at the bar that said hi to you last night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hi.
I recognize that voice.
Then you and I went upstairs to our room.
Yeah.
The people at Ashley Madison say, look, if you're not having the sex you think you ought to be having, go to ashleymadison.com. It's a dating service that is specifically made for married men and women looking to have a secret affair. I think the operative word here is secret affair. I mean, you're going to meet married women who have just as much reason to keep the affair a secret as you do. 5 million members can't be wrong. You can believe in Ashley Madison, the fastest growing dating service in America. It's 100% secure, completely anonymous, free to join. You're not getting sex at home? Don't sleep with a single woman that could, I don't know what she could do. You don't want that. You want to know what's going to happen. Married women, they got to go back to their husband, the children, the whole deal. They don't want a lot of trouble.
They got stuff to do.
Of course. Absolutely free. Try it today. AshleyMadison.com. The only place you can be sure to have a discreet affair.
Howard 101.
Ira the weatherman is here. Shuley is here.
Good morning,
Good morning.
JJ.
Yes, Sarah.
One thing came to my mind.
Okay.
Just one.
Wednesday, I was at Sirius Radio.
Right.
One thing
Take your time with this story.
Garrett was going to the Jet game.
That's right.
What happened to the Jets? They collapsed.
Well,
They
first of all,
lost.
that was on Monday, I think, and they lost, and they didn't do well.
Oh,
Ira's TV's on a
Monday,
delay.
Monday, yes.
Now, Ira, before we ask you the weather question, this woman went into the locker room, beautiful Hispanic woman, and the Jets yelled at her because she had a beautiful body. And the Jets are now having to give these sexual harassment classes to the players. What is sexual harassment? What would be
sexual
your definition?
harassment?
What would it be?
When somebody picks on a woman.
When they pick on a woman.
Yes.
Like when they shove them?
When they grope the woman.
When you say grope, what does that mean, grope?
Well, like they touch her.
Please, all right, hold it a second. I'm a woman. Where would you grope me? Where's the place you would grope me?
Touch him on the dolly.
You would grab me down there?
That's right.
Now, what about up here? Would you do anything up here to me?
No, I wouldn't.
He's not interested in that.
All right.
He's a vag man, obviously.
And when they say that that she was whistled at and yelled at, do you think that's bad?
That is very, very ignorant of the team.
Now, when you see a woman, a beautiful woman, and she's wearing tight clothes and
You're
everything,
supposed to be quiet
when you're
you
masturbating.
see
Yeah.
these women.
you keep it to yourself.
Yes.
So when you say you can think what you want as long as you don't blurt it out.
That is right.
All right. Now,
If I see a nice woman out on the street with a short dress, Garrett even knows. I look at them.
You do?
And then
I
what
don't
happens?
say nothing.
You say nothing. But in your mind, if you were...
In my mind...
What's happening?
It's all different.
In your mind, it's different.
It's a rape fest.
Yeah, right?
Now, in
It's
your
a rape
mind,
buffet.
in your mind, what are you seeing in your mind?
In my mind, I'm seeing a nice person
Yeah.
with a beautiful outfit.
What's your ultimate fantasy, though, when you see a woman and she's attractive? Like most guys, they have a fantasy that plays out in their mind.
Right.
What plays out in your mind? What kind of fantasy do you
They're
see?
behind.
From behind.
You're behind them.
Yes. No, they're behind.
They're
behind.
they're behind. Oh, you're an ass man.
They're keister.
That's right.
Right. But you would never yell that out.
Some of the women are so beautiful.
They are.
Jay.
It's unbelievable.
Even if we bring the microphones downstairs
Yeah.
and look at them,
Right.
they would be. It's nice. Even some of the people
Yeah.
that work downstairs.
Downstairs.
Some of the security
There's
guys.
Shania and other people.
Shania Twain.
No, Shania, she's a very, very sweet person.
And she has a great ass.
They all have nice asses.
What's that? Why are you whispering?
They all have nice asses.
He's told a racist joke all of a sudden.
I'm a fan
Yes.
of a nice dump truck.
All right.
I don't think Ira's fantasies are as G-rated as he's playing them off to be.
Well, you know what I love?
I foul all women in my mind.
You foul women in your mind? What do you mean?
Yes.
What do you mean you foul them? F-O-U-L? Foul?
F-O-U-L.
You mean like a basketball foul?
I don't think so. What do you mean?
You foul
How do you foul them?
How do you foul them?
You mean you dirty them up in your mind?
I think so, yes.
All right. He fouls them. All right. By the way, it's time for the secret sound.
Well, hold on. Before you do that, I wanted to read you something off my Twitter page.
Sure. What are people saying?
Hansy, who's
he's an asshole.
Well, he's a good guy. I like him.
Complete asshole.
He writes, having strippers for a call-in interview is as useless as me on a summer day.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. See?
You know what I love? I love when you have the naked women in the studio and everybody's going it on. When I was in terrestrial radio, you couldn't have anybody take their clothes off. So when they would come in, I would say they were naked. And we would go, oh, God, ooh, ah. And I'm thinking, and the women, any woman would come in the room and you could say they were naked. And they could care less, as long as they didn't have to really get naked. The fact that you'd have to go find women for the radio to get naked was the stupidest thing. So they would come in and go, now, Joyce, you have absolutely not a stitch of... She goes, that's right. And she's standing there fully clothed.
Right. She's got a turtleneck on.
They didn't mind that.
Theater of the mind.
Let's play, before we talk to the man who
We should all get naked. I will start.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk to the man who's very upset that they might pardon Billy the Kid who shot his grandfather. But now let's listen to our secret sound. Here we go. Tell us what this is. Secret sound.
Can we give a hint? Is it?
Here we go. Listen. All right, there it is. There's our secret sound, and you tell us what that secret sound is. Let's go now to Mr. Can you take this off the screen, Garrett? Or
Ira has a guess, by the way, of the sound.
What's the guess?
Bobcat at an audition.
That's Bobcat Goldthwait at an audition. No. That is not. Let's go to J.P. Garrett.
Good guess.
From Beethoven.
Okay, we can take that almost completely down. J.P., welcome to the Jay Thomas Show. How are you, J.P. Garrett?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Good. You are the grandson or the great grandson of the sheriff who was gunned down in cold blood by. No, Billy the Kid was gunned down by your granddad. You're the grandson of the sheriff.
Are you still there?
I am.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
You are the grandson of the sheriff.
Yes.
Okay. Now, my first question is I totally agree with you. Why would they want to pardon this Billy the Kid, who was, like a gang member, right? What is the New Mexico governor, Bill Richardson? What is he thinking? Who cares?
Who asked for this?
Yeah.
Who needs this?
Yeah. What is that?
Well, back in 2003, a couple of elected officials, sheriffs, did a investigation. Supposedly did an investigation on some DNA samples from Billy the Kid's mother and all this stuff. And because of that, these probable cause cases were filed against my grandfather. And along with that, the governor put Lew Wallace's, he was the governor back in the 1800s when Billy the Kid was around, he offered Billy the Kid a pardon. The whole deal is, though, that Billy the Kid was supposed to stay under house arrest for 30 days and then testify in court against another murder case. And he didn't stay in house arrest, and he just, left.
Took off.
And took off and did his own deal, killed 4 other lawmen, and did all this stuff. And the governor is entertaining the request or the offer that Lew Wallace made to Billy the Kid back then. And personally, I believe it's just to bring publicity to himself and to Billy the Kid's story.
That's ridiculous. I mean, it's so stupid. I can't even imagine why the governor of a state would even entertain it or mention it. It's just so dumb.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, and I had to go and address it. I had to go and talk to people, and the majority feel the same as I do, and it sounds like the same as you do. That no pardon should be granted to. First of all, a person that's been dead for more than 100 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, you can be pardoned if listen.
Well, a lot of good that does you.
Well, no, but there were people.
Is a worm going to tell you while it's eating you? No, but hey, they pardoned you.
But there were people especially down south, who were lynched and everything else, who didn't do anything, and they have pardoned some of them and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you would look at a white woman down south and they would hang you or something, right? I mean, there are people that have been unjustly, murdered.
Right, I'll give you that one.
Okay.
All right,
but not Billy the Kid. I mean, why don't you tell us what a vicious, bastard he was, this Billy the Kid?
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, I mean, he's killed 4 law officers, and that alone, I mean, just killing one of them is a death sentence now.
Sure.
So why would you even consider giving a pardon to a person who's killed 4? Not only that, but all the other people that he's killed.
Now, what about your granddad? How did he kill Billy the Kid? How did he do it?
Well, he tracked him down to Pete Maxwell's ranch in Fort Sumner, New Mexico, and he entered the room and he heard Billy's voice, asking, who entered the room in Spanish. He said, "Quien es, quien es?" Pat Garrett didn't want to waste any time, pulled his gun and shot him. As simple as that.
He just shot the voice.
Yeah, and he didn't want to, call him out in the street. He knew who he was and he knew what he's done, and he just shot him dead.
So they're not saying he shot the wrong guy. So he hears a voice in a room and he blows Billy the Kid away.
Do you think maybe he just hated Spanish?
I
don't know what it is. All right.
But wasn't it in the movies that he got shot in the back or something?
No.
That's
Jesse James.
Jesse James is cousin or whatever shot him.
And who shot Liberty Valance?
Wait a second, hold on.
Who shot Liberty Valance?
That's our weatherman, Ira. Well, listen, JP, thank you. We want to say to everybody in New Mexico, do not pardon this murdering bastard, Billy the Kid. All right.
I appreciate it.
All right. And of course, you're not voting for Richardson for governor again, are you?
He's not running again.
He's not. I mean, it's the stupidest thing ever. But and it's fun that you had. Now, do you have any of your granddad's guns? Do you have the gun that shot Billy the Kid?
No, that was actually sold in the 70s. It was the highest price ever paid at the time for
how much
for a weapon? I believe at that time it was $100,000, and after that, I believe 10 years after that, it sold for like $1 million.
Oh, come on!
No, I'm serious.
If you guys had kept the gun, you could have retired because of the gun.
Yeah, well, my father, he's got, not only myself, I got 4 other sisters, so it's kind of hard to divide a gun into 5 pieces.
So he gave everybody a piece of the,
Yeah, so he just sold it and divided the money, yeah.
All right. You know what I would do if I were you? Hey, I opened the trunk and guess what I found?
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
Exactly.
He had 2 guns.
Yeah.
I think this might be the one.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the fake one we gave you guys?
Yeah.
I was saying?
Once there's a little, notoriety coming your way now,
right.
you need to find like something, a
In this
sweater,
day and age, you could
a
run.
badge.
You could run to Kinko's and come back with a certificate of authenticity before you know it.
Listen, I would say that I actually saw your granddad use the weapon.
Sure, we got Ira. He could say.
They should
How old are you?
Yeah, wait, what is that?
They should never pardon Rhea Perlman.
Rhea Perlman's not, no one's asking to, I don't know what he's talking about. J.P. Garrett, the grandson of Pat Garrett, who killed Billy the Kid. We are totally against the pardoning, and thanks for wasting your time with us.
Okay, well, thank you.
Hey, Pat, have a good weekend now.
No, that's not Pat. Pat was his granddad. All right, thank you
Have a
so
good
much.
Billy the Kid.
Goodbye, Billy.
All right,
Thank you guys.
thank you, J.P.
All right.
Thank you very much.
JP.
That's it.
Goodbye, dinosaur.
You should really
Let's go
calm
now.
down,
Play
that
the
guy.
sound again. Play the secret sound. And by the way, what do you win? You get your name used in a sentence.
And the last guy sent me an email.
What?
Remember the last guy that won?
Yeah.
His name in a sentence?
Yeah. What did we say?
We were interviewing somebody, and I go, hey, do you know this guy? I forget his name, and we use his name, and the guy goes, no. We go, oh, yeah, he's a huge queer. Loves sucking dick.
So you go. So let's hear it again, the sound of it. Here we go. Let's hear it again. People are laughing at the sound. What is the sound? All right, thank you very much.
And somebody guessed on Twitter, and they're wrong. At the Yoko Ono art exhibit, where she walks up to a microphone and just starts screaming. Have you heard that?
No, we do have that. It is not Yoko Ono. Very good guess.
Right, but it's not.
By the way, I how do I get this off the screen or take it down or whatever? You leave me here. I almost said what it was.
We really.
I almost said. I got the like that.
We really need to do an intervention with Garrett and how many times he's got to go take a dump.
Why do you have to come all the way over here to play the sound? And can't you move it to something else? Got a million things in there.
That's the way this awful studio's set up.
All right, let's go to Dean on line 1. Dean, what is the secret sound?
I was going to say that it sounds like someone yelling back at Yoko Ono at that.
Someone yelling back at Yoko Ono.
Which is a good guess as well.
Do you have Yoko Ono just for the hell of it? Do we have? Can we play Yoko? You got to go and use this machine to play Yoko Ono?
Yeah. All the stuff's played out of that machine.
So we can't do the secret sound and play something else.
Nah. One at a time.
Christ. No, Dean, that's not correct.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. Let's go to Chris of Indiana. Yes, Chris, it's Jay Thomas. What is our secret sound, Chris?
Yeah, is it the gentleman protester that's getting tasered in the courtroom?
No, but I love that sound. I love when they do. And you think people would be laughing like that at the guy being tasered?
I would be.
Not tasered. You got me to say. You mean, is it tasered or tased?
I think it's tased.
Tasered? What's tased? What is that when you're tased?
Tased and confused?
I don't know when you're tased. Tasered. No, it isn't a guy being.
Another guess online, Yoko stubbing her toe.
No.
That is incorrect.
Let's go to Brian of Boston. Hello, Brian. It's
My buddy
Jay Thomas. Brian, are you all the way at the bottom there? You enjoying the show today, Brian?
I'm loving it. First thing I got to say, that's Benji Bryant running through the lobby at Sirius late to work. And what an incredible waste of time and money, Jay. He said 2 sheriffs, which means, our public tax dollars or the people of New Mexico, their tax dollars, investigating.
It's absolutely, you mean the Billy the Kid thing? It is the stupidest fucking thing. It is so fucking stupid. And you look at it and you go, DNA and it is so... It's really... It's listen, it's as stupid as the woman in Delaware that the Republicans just got in their primary, who said that masturbation is adultery. Have you read? There are so many fucking nuts out there on both sides. It's really weird. It's almost like you got to be kind of fucked up to want to go into government,
It's
so insane. And these sheriffs, I'm guessing that they're county sheriffs, they're elected. Let's hope their constituents don't appreciate the waste of money, the waste of time. I'm sure there's nothing else in the world going on in New Mexico that they could be focused on, right? Nothing.
You know what else I've been reading? The people that get out of jail have been in there for 17, 18 years. They have done so much shit that the cops rounded them up. I remember when I was a kid, whenever we'd see a guy arrested, my mother would go, "Oh, I'm sure he did something." And sure enough, you'd found out he was a terrible criminal. Now, maybe he didn't kill that guy or rape that woman, but he did it to somebody.
Right, he just didn't get caught at that point in time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's some scumbag I'm trying to get on that was in jail 16 years. You read his rap sheet prior to, very easily. Now, here's another one. He confessed under duress.
All right.
You could beat me all night long. If I didn't do it, I'm not saying I did it. I'm not saying.
No, you know, it's absolutely maddening, and the way that the money is wasted. You guys take care, and
right.
Julie,
have a good weekend.
Thank you,
You know what? Thank you, Brian. You know what?
Shalom,
This guy,
biatch.
Richardson, has been sent a couple of times overseas to make deals. And he went to North Korea to, talk to the North Korean guy. Why don't we have one of our guys, one of them, shoot one of these bastards when they're visiting them? That's the thing drives me nuts. Just go in there and go, "I'm here from the United..." Bam! And
Right.
just fucking... Or we need a guy every now and again that
You know what we should
blows
do?
people up.
You know what we should do?
We don't have anybody that blows anybody up. We ought to find out where the Taliban have their office. Can't we recruit anybody
Sure.
that wants to blow themselves up?
Absolutely, I got the perfect spot.
We have a nice woman out there, Laverne, that likes to blow cocks.
No. Oh, God.
I was going to say, you want to recruit our own suicide bombers. Here's the spot. Jerry Springer Show lobby. There you go.
Yeah.
And audience, guests, anybody attached to that show, please.
Now watch this. You get 72 hookers before you go on your attack. They bang you
Right.
for whatever it takes, weeks. 72 women bang you. Then we put you in the jacket. So you get the pussy prior to the explosion.
Meanwhile,
Okay?
I got news for you. All
You're
right?
on your own on the other side.
These suicide bombers that are doing this to get the 72 virgins.
Yeah.
I dated a virgin sophomore year of high school. It fucking sucked. It's 72. That's hell. That ain't heaven.
The only virgin I ever dated wanted me so badly to break her hymen, and it was like,
Please, no anti-Semitic.
no, but you know
slurs.
what? It was like it's the only time I ever tried. So I would go in and it would go it would stop. It was like a
What would stop? Her balls would stop
the
it from
hymen,
going?
it would stop, and she would say, push hard. And then of course, if you push hard, I understand blood or something comes. I said,
Sure.
look, I love you. You're fabulous. You got to go with somebody else.
Right, I can't close this deal.
I cannot do it because you'd be in there and it goes in, like an inch or two, and then it hits this thing. Have you ever been with a virgin, Kevin?
Never.
No, I've never.
Only skanks want to sleep with me.
No, but you've been with a virgin, haven't you, Garrett? I could tell by the look on your face.
I believe so. 'Cause I had that same situation.
When anybody can go to the
pushing.
I couldn't break through. I just gave up.
And then there's crying, I understand, after it.
Well, Garrett was crying for an hour.
No, but you really want to have sex?
It's like
there's
a really
blood, and then there's crying?
Well,
it's like...
Yeah, it's like a messy game of Red Rover. You know what I mean? You're like, man, this bitch is strong. I can't break through.
And there are guys out there who only want to be with virgins or marry virgins, and it's the weirdest
If you're
thing.
banging a virgin, my advice to you, go Charlie Hustle style. Head first, as hard as you can. Who cares if it's an all-star game? You put in all your effort. You want her to never forget you.
And by the way, that is not the secret sound. Hold on. That is not the secret sound.
Right.
Play it one more time. We'll have a winner in a couple of minutes, I'll bet you. This is the secret sound again, and you'll give us your entire name, and then it's used in a sentence. All right, that's it. That's the secret sound. You got to take the thing off the screen.
Drop it low.
All right. Let's go to Taylor of Oklahoma City. Line 1. Yes, Taylor, how are you?
Good morning,
Hi,
Taylor.
good, Jay. How you doing?
I'm good. Give Taylor the Oklahoma City weather for the weekend.
Taylor, it's going to be around 78 degrees in Oklahoma.
Any rain or tornadoes this weekend?
No rain.
No rain and no tornadoes. Taylor, what is the secret sound?
Man, ain't it like a seal or a walrus or something?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a seal. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Now, Taylor,
Not the singer.
No. Taylor, what is your last name?
Atkins.
Taylor Atkins. Now, Taylor, we will be using your. We don't have much time now. We'll be using your name in a sentence prior to.
I can't wait.
So stay tuned. Yeah. You're not going to want to miss
Now, what
this.
do you do for a living, Taylor Atkins?
I just install some bullshit.
You install bullshit. All right.
But what I'm trying to do is get my stand-up going. I just started doing open mic. I saw Shuley like 5 years ago. I thought he was fucking hilarious.
Right.
And you figured if he can do it, why the fuck can't I?
I'm with you.
I don't blame you.
Exactly.
I don't blame you.
Well, good luck, Taylor. Are you appearing anywhere this weekend?
No.
That's good. That's the way to get that career rolling.
How's
All
it?
right.
Exactly.
Hey, Taylor, good luck to you.
Taylor, how many times you been up on stage?
I don't know, probably 20. I try to perform at least once or twice a week.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Good,
a lot of
man.
time.
And
All
you
right.
starting? You getting laughs and stuff, or are you hitting some balls here and there? Good.
Yeah,
Keep
I've
it
got
up.
a decent 4 or 5 minutes.
Hey,
Good.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Steal. No, I'm not joking. All these guys.
word.
Look, not everybody knows everybody's jokes. Find some guys who's funny and just use it in the Oklahoma City area. You just need to get laughs, so steal.
Yeah, my advice is a little different. I would
know.
say
Comics always.
I would say write, but that's
steal.
just me.
I say write your own stuff and then steal somebody's really good stuff.
Jay says write other people's shit.
Here's another one. A lot of comics are dead. Bill Hicks's stuff. No one knows. I'm not joking. Steal Bill Hicks's shit. Okay? All right? And
You can
steal.
get back up and do it again, Jay?
The problem with
Absolutely.
that, Jay, though,
Bullshit.
but the problem
There's no
with that,
problem with that.
There is a problem because if let's say you start moving up the ladder as a comic, the bigger gigs you get, you're going to be working
You're
with
not going to
comics who
use
know
that
their
material
shit.
then.
Well, but if you're not writing, what other material
Well,
are you going to have?
You write 20% of your own material. You steal 80, and everybody has a nice time.
I don't know.
I'm going to write it all, Jay.
No, you're not. You're a fool. You're a fool.
It's
you
one
know
thing
what?
to use an old stock joke. That's one thing.
I have offered my material to any number of people. They refuse to use it.
Right.
They refuse to use my material.
I broke my hymen 4 times.
I will know. You don't have a hymen. All right. So Taylor Atkins will use your name. By the way, if you want to break a hymen, you use Taylor Atkins to break a hymen. Stay where you are. We'll be right back. You know, I hate when you play a song better than anything we could ever say. You know, that's always...
Maybe we could use that guy's name in a sentence in the song.
I can't think of anything. Ira, can you think of anything to say using, what's the guy's name? Taylor Atkins. Use his name in a sentence.
Taylor Atkins.
Yes. Just in a sentence. Can you think of something?
Oh, Taylor Atkins is a big Oklahoma asshole. Install that bullshit.
Okay, well, there you go. I guess we got that over with.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Taylor.
Taylor, congratulations. Your name was used in a sentence.
Big winner on the show.
You know. Let's go to Ben Lyons, whose dad, your dad's Jeffrey Lyons?
That is correct.
Yeah. You know, I know your dad.
Googling me, I appreciate it.
No, I know your dad.
I know. We're big fans, and we love the Lone Ranger story every year.
Yeah,
I appreciate you having me on the show.
I just saw your dad a few months ago at some little deli in the neighborhood or whatever, and he's always bitching to me he can't get a job, and he's pissed off, and the world's changed and all that. And then, of course, his kid has a job. That's what I like, you know.
Yeah, the big guy has his idiosyncrasies, if you will. His biggest problem is that he still thinks the Red Sox have a chance of making the playoffs when they're 6 out of the wild card with like 10 to go. So
he also wears the uniform
around town too. Doesn't he wear the jacket, the base?
Got the
Yeah.
the Red Sox hat, the watch, the black.
Well, you never know. He's always on deck, just in case.
You know what? I wonder why he got canned in New York. Okay, you can't like the Red Sox in New York. What an idiot! You can't do that.
You know what it's like to be 11 years old, going to Yankee Stadium, and having an entire subway car chant "Lion sucks, Lion sucks."
Oh, now Ben, you're online or you're on the television?
Somehow someone decided to put me on television, and I didn't disagree with them. So I'm on the E! Channel. I'm on the Daily 10 every week, reviewing movies and interviewing actors. Just came back from Toronto, and I work for E!
I saw the movie The American. It's been called the most disliked movie of, I guess, the summer.
That's not true. Who are you hanging out with?
No, I'm not kidding. And I'll tell you why. It's too slow for Americans.
I agree.
The women are unshaven.
And my dad says, that woman's teeth are so messed up. I go, you're looking at her teeth? What's your problem? She's naked the whole movie.
No, the Europeans, they have bad teeth, and they have, full, bush hair down there. I liked it, but it's...
I liked it too. It's a very slow movie. It's selling itself like it's an action movie, and Clooney's this hitman who goes to Italy to build a gun for 2 hours, but it takes its time. It's a patient film, not really for American audiences. Clooney's enamored with the Italian countryside, has a villa there in Lake Como, if you will. So he wanted to make a movie that was a throwback to 1950s Italian movies, and that's what he did, except the audience is really, was expecting Jason Bourne or something.
Well, I'm one guy in the movie... in the middle of the movie, he goes like this. Oh, he's in the car again? They're driving and they go, and then you never know why they're trying to kill him. I don't know why. There's always these people trying to kill people, and you never, and he's a gunsmith, first of all. He can shoot people. The best scene in the movie is he's in bed with this gorgeous woman in the beginning, and then he goes out in the snow. And people start trying to kill him, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he pulls out a gun and he kills the guy. And the woman says, "What are you?" They just got laid. She goes, "What are you doing with a gun?" He goes, "Never mind. Run and call the police." She goes to call the cops. He shoots her in the back of the head.
Ruthless.
But what's bad about it is
shoot in the back of the head over my life. But honestly, Clooney does a really good job of just kind of paying homage to old cinema and old Hollywood, and it's a movie it seems like he wants to make for him and his friends more so than American audiences. But to his credit, the movie opened at #1 over Labor Day weekend. It's something like $13 million. So you get a movie like that to do a double digits in box office for like this Italian movie, essentially. That's a sign of a movie star, and he's able to pull in that kind of audience.
Joaquin Phoenix, who was on Letterman and with the beard and said he was a rapper, and then Casey Affleck directs I'm Still Here, the lost year of Joaquin Phoenix. Apparently, it's a joke movie or
a mockumentary.
He doesn't mean it, and it's not really his father he talks to at the end. They're not going to make any money on this. What is that about?
He's not as endearing as Andy Kaufman was back in the day. And, Joaquin Phoenix is just basically having fun with his friend Casey and making a laugh at all of us. And as my dad said, I know nothing about him after watching this movie. I know less about him before I walked into this thing. And it's supposed to be a commentary about the pressures that are put upon celebrities. And Joaquin Phoenix has always been a troubled actor who's gone through personal things in the public eye. And
what bullshit!
Where he's at in his life. So it's for them. It's up for them to sit around the Hollywood Hills and laugh. And
I can't pretend for 1 minute that I have a fabulous acting career, but I've certainly done a ton of stuff.
You know who is the worst actor ever?
Who?
Taylor Atkins.
All right. Thanks. But when I see an actor who is put in the hospital for exhaustion, or they can't come out of the trailer or whatever, Ben, it is...
such a crock of shit.
It would be like you calling in, you're exhausted from reviewing films,
You know who should go to the hospital for exhaustion? The chicks who work at the cat house, the bunny ranch. Now there's somebody...
How about the guys that lift shit on a set? You never go, hey, where's Ed? Right. Oh, he's exhausted.
Right.
The gaffer won't
Ed, the guy that, moves shit, he can't come.
Catering catering couldn't make lunch today.
Right, they're exhausted. They couldn't lift the trays.
You know, I mean, hey, look, from my side of the red carpet, for what we do, when you see an actor who doesn't want to do press, or there's only one question, or you can't ask him, you see Tom Cruise, who does 3 hours on a red carpet and shakes everybody's hand and knows everyone, does all the press in the world, and someone who's had his back turned on him by the press and doesn't have to do that stuff, but ingratiates himself still when he's selling a movie. You know, that's what you say to yourself. All right, that's somebody who's professional, and you go from there. But
did you hear that Mel Gibson was
not need to be celebrated?
Mel Gibson was seen in disguise. Now, I don't know what disguise. He was
big mustache. He has a big fake mustache.
He was dressed as a rabbi or something. Now, will he ever make?
The Jews will never see me coming now.
Ben Lyons, you think that Mel Gibson will ever make another movie?
I think he'll make another movie. I don't think anyone's going to go see it. I think his days of huge box office and controversy, playing into that box office are over. He's crossed the line, I think, with this one. He is a talented director. A movie like Apocalypto is an incredible film.
It was unbelievable.
I love that.
But had he not said the shit he said, it would have won Academy Award.
Let me tell you something. They did a survey, I think, like a month ago, maybe a few weeks back, and I think the survey came out where 70% of people said they would go see another Mel Gibson movie.
No.
Yeah, I saw that same thing.
Really crossed the line, and I would not pay money to support whatever it is he's believing in these days.
An idiot.
This guy, I guarantee you, the people will go see his movies again.
M. Night
Shyamalama Ding Dong.
Whatever his name is. How do you say his last name, Ben?
Shyamalan.
All right. He made one really great movie.
Two. Unbreakable was good, too.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Not as great as Sixth Sense, but it was good.
Unbreakable was a very good movie, yeah.
So now he's got Devil. People are trapped in the elevator, and one of them is the devil.
Yeah, he's producing this one, and it seems to be a theme of claustrophobia at the movies this year. With that movie, everybody's stuck in the elevator.
Buried.
Ryan Reynolds is starring in Buried. He's trapped in a coffin for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I just hosted a screening last night of a movie called Legacy with Idris Elba. He's trapped in an apartment for an hour and a half. And James Franco is a mountain climber in 127 hours, trapped in the bottom of a cave, stuck, deciding to cut off his arm.
We should write a movie about us trapped on this show.
Everybody out
3
from
hours.
the elevator. Everybody out from the cave.
No, they're all trapped.
Devil, Bokeem Woodbine is in it, and it's just Shyamalan putting his name on a silly elevator.
Now, wait a minute. Now, hold on a second. The Ryan Reynolds thing, as an actor, I got to tell you, I can't imagine. I mean, I know the door is open to the thing. I can't imagine laying in a coffin.
It looks fucking weird, man, because he's got a lighter in there, and the wood is just right here.
He's buried alive.
Yeah, I guess the story is he's a contractor out in Iraq, and he gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, they just I don't know why, but they put him in a coffin. He's alive.
To fuck with him.
And he has a cell phone that's got like 1 bar left on it, or like just.
You know what? I can't even hear about it because it makes me. It creeps me
out. You got to
out.
tip your hat to a guy like Ryan Reynolds, who's a big commercial movie star. The Proposal, he's shooting Green Lantern now, and he doesn't have to do a movie like this, but he wanted to push himself as an actor, get a little bit of indie cred, if you will. And the movie played out at Sundance and just Toronto, and it's literally him on stage, him on screen for an hour and a half. So,
and how was it? Did it hold up?
Yeah, it's pretty good. If you can deal with the claustrophobia and don't want to walk out of the theater because it is that intense, it showcases the side of them.
I'd go see that in a second.
During the plague or whatever, and they would bury people, they would put a string in the coffin and it would be attached to a bell.
Right, in case they got hungry?
No, because I guess they sometimes buried people who they thought they were dead, and they would wake up or something, and they would put a bell, and I know.
How fucking stupid are people?
Well, that's crazy. Now, I did a reading in New Orleans with Ryan Reynolds. He is really a nice guy.
Seems like
He's married.
Good actor.
To
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. So we're bullshitting around. He's a nice guy, and I said, "Hey, I know your wife from Mardi Gras a couple of years ago." He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, I know your wife from. She was here. We did a parade together, and and now she was sitting on women's laps and kissing broads and smoking, and she was with Josh Hartnett, and I figured, you tell your husband that He said to me, "That's funny. My wife said she'd never been to New Orleans before."
Great job, dude.
I know.
What an asshole.
So, he's like, you're talking to a guy you only see in the movies. And I said, "Oh, my kids love you. It's a pleasure to meet you," and all that. And so I'm trying to make nice, right? So I go, and I happen to know, your beautiful blue-veined, breast-vesseled wife.
Yeah.
Because I met her here, and he goes, "No, my wife's never been to New Orleans before." It was so weird.
Oh,
I know.
Open up a whole argument.
Well, she was there with Josh Hartnett, right? And I guess he was there. He's doing a movie. I guess he wanted to make it special. She said she'd never been there before.
Listen, if I was in Toledo and gave some chick anal, guess what? I tell my wife, never been to Toledo, never even seen it on a map. What do you think of that?
Let Me In is a remake of a Swedish vampire movie.
That looks good, too.
When my kids went to the previews, they booed the American make of it because kids love the Swedish movie.
Oh, yeah, that's why. I think they expect to see, when they see teenage vampires, they want to see people making out and glowing like Rob Hens.
No, but they like the Swedish version, and I
love the Swedish version, and I just saw the American version up in Toronto, and it's directed by Matt Reeves. It's in Cloverfield, and it's terrifying. Richard Jenkins is very good in the movie. It stars Chloe Moretz as a little vampire.
So is it as good as the Swedish one?
I like the Swedish one. It was on my top 10 of 2008, and this one's not better. It's different, and it's very good nonetheless. And it's a lot of like a lot of great horror movies. Sometimes what you don't see on screen is what's most terrifying, and that's what this.
That's my favorite type of horror movie, like the Blair Witch type of thing, the Paranormal Activity, the stuff that they leave up to your imagination. Mind fuck. I love that.
So much scarier than watching somebody rip their toenails off.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
So, this has a lot of that. Great performance from a young actor, Cody McPhee, who starred in The Road, is the little boy who falls in love with this vampire and is getting bullied at school, and it's a great revenge story. If you've ever
Can I ask him real quick about one other movie that?
By the way, Ben Lyons from E, he's the reviewer, is with us. Go ahead.
The movie The Last Exorcism. I've heard mixed things about it. What did you think of it?
I like Eli Roth. I mean, we were just talking about how that horror movie stuff where they show you stuff you don't really like, but he's the master of that. He gets bloody and gory.
Right.
But this one is a little bit more intelligent for those types of movies, and it's shot like in a really interesting way. Movie did pretty well at the box office. Again, I'm not a huge horror guy, so for me, just horror in general is uncomfortable, but this is one of the better ones in that world of like disgusting blood and guts violence.
Is Machete good?
No, it's good for like a pulp movie in the 70s. That's what Rodriguez is trying to recreate. I love Danny Trejo. The guy's long overdue for his own movie. It's a silly, ridiculous, over-the-top movie, but it's kind of fun. I mean, you got to let go, and it's like, I'm watching a Steven Seagal, Robert De Niro movie. It doesn't happen.
In one scene I saw, Jay, he stabs a guy in the stomach, sticks his hand in it, grabs his intestine, starts running for the window, and jumps out the window and swings into the lower floor using the guy's intestine.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez, the master of 70s pulp and grindhouse stuff for this generation. So, and Lohan is a nun. It's pretty out of control.
Is Wall Street...
Oh, and Lohan's naked in it, right?
Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps with Michael Douglas and Shia LaFag any good?
It's disappointing, I got to be honest. Oliver Stone just gets in the way. It's way too over-stylized. Way too much going on. The story is just inundated with stock talk. You really have to be familiar with the Wall Street Journal and NASDAQ to know what the hell is going on. Shia does do a very good job as the Charlie Sheen role, if you will, and Carey Mulligan is solid in it as well. She was nominated last year for Education, but not enough of Gecko on screen. This is more Shia's movie, more Josh Brolin's movie, and you want to see more Michael Douglas because in his scenes, it's great to watch him as one of the iconic movie characters.
Yeah.
Way too much going on, and no real need for this story. It doesn't feel like it had to happen. It feels like, might as well let's make another one. So that's a little disappointing.
Hey, Ben Lyons, thank you very much. He's a film critic talking about movies.
Ben,
tell your dad
have
hello.
A good day today, and give your father my regards. Mm-hmm. Tell him that Ira the Weatherman, that's with Jay Thomas. Mm-hmm. Also, Shuley sends his regards.
He's right next to
and Garrett sends his regards.
My dad's got a lot of new friends.
Well, it's
I'm working busy
all right.
there, Jay.
There you go.
Take
Thank
care.
you, Ben Lyons, from me. Thanks a lot, man. All
Appreciate it, man.
All right. See you later. Only have time for a couple of quick plugs. The Burlesque Festival is going to be in New Orleans all weekend at Harrah's. Saturday night, I will be at the Harrah's Casino in their showroom judging their burlesque show.
It's going to be around 95 degrees in New Orleans.
You betcha. Between those legs, too, right, Ira?
It's going to be around 200 degrees.
Between those legs. You've never seen burlesque. It's fantastic. And then next Thursday night, if you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, I don't even know if you can buy tickets. Music with Friends. I'll be opening for Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Get the fuck out of here.
Thursday
They're
night.
a great group.
Unbelievable. My
Love
friend
that.
Larry Farber in Charlotte bringing me in there to,
now you finally impressed me.
Maybe you'll
Crosby,
be with the
Stills,
group
and Nash.
for good.
Crosby, Stills,
That's
Nash,
like
and
singing.
Thomas.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mention Neil Young's name a lot. I think they still hate his guts, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. What do you got?
Next week, Friday the 24th, Somerset, New Jersey, with the Miserable Men guys. We're doing a comedy show. And then September.
Now I'm impressed.
And now September 30th, we're going to be at Caroline's. It's a Thursday night with special guest Judah Friedlander from 30 Rock.
Now I'm impressed.
And
The
go to
show's-
JewGoneWild.com and CleanBoxEntertainment.com.
Yeah.
This show sucks.
Right.
I'm out of here. I will be in Hymantown. Hymantown.
I don't even know if that's a real city.
I think Jesse Jackson said that once.
No. Okay. You know what I like? We get funny with 30 seconds left.
I'd like to thank our